Welcome in, ladies and gentlemen, to beautiful Wilson Stadium here in Willoughby, Ohio. A wonderful night and a game that's marked on the calendar pretty much all year long. Big matchup tonight between the visiting Perry Pirates and the home Kirtland Hornets right here on our CBC TV Game of the Week. Kyle Cornell, Double A Anthony Alford with you as always in the broadcast. And Anthony, tonight two teams that know each other very well. This game is circled on both schedules for these guys, and rightfully so, two of the best teams in the CBC.
Two of the best teams in Northeast Ohio, pretty much the state of Ohio, and it's going to be amazing. Can't wait to talk about it here in just a little bit.
Yeah, quick break for our friends over at the Ohio Media School, and then after that, we'll break down the action and get ready for kickoff here tonight from Wilson Stadium.
Do you want to learn how to be a producer, DJ, on-air talent, or influencer? Visit beonair.com and discover a media school that's changing the game. We have 7 campuses across the country, and you can graduate in as little as 8 months. No math or English classes here, just classes that interest you and give you hands-on experience with real-world professionals in the media industry. And there's financial aid available for those who qualify. Stop sleepwalking through life. Show up for your dreams. Visit beonair.com and take the free career assessment. beonair.com.
Special thank you to the Kirtland Marching Band for that rendition of the national anthem. Back here again, live from the top of the school.
Yes, we are.
We found a way to the roof here at Kirtland High School, and the matchup, of course, between the Hornets and the visiting Perry Pirates right here on CBC TV. Again, Kyle Cornell, Double A Anthony Alford with you as always. And Anthony, let's break down first the visiting Perry Pirates. A mass exodus of graduations last season. A lot of folks in those cap and gowns. That means a whole new group from this 13-2 team last year that gave Glenville all they could ask for. Lost in overtime in the playoffs last year in that matchup. This year, though, off to a 2-0 start. An impressive win against Kenston last week, but you asked Coach Getchevich, it was back and forth.
Yeah, back and forth. He was like, we did enough to win, but also we made enough mistakes to lose. As always, he puts it into honest perspective. But let me tell you, this is one of the few times where you're going to see an offense that is just loaded with studs. They all have positions, and they have their label, but all of them, all the skill position guys, they can touch the football and move. Like, you got receivers who can run the ball, you got quarterbacks who are leading rushers, you got running backs who can catch the ball out of the backfield. You're going to see a parade of young men out on the field for the Perry offense.
The other thing is, too, he's mentioned, usually when the saying goes, if you have 2 quarterbacks, you don't have a quarterback. But in this situation for Perry, they play a couple different guys at that position. Obviously, McCoy Richards will get the start. That last name may sound familiar, of course. Braden Richards last year, the past couple of years, been one of the key guys for this squad. But again, you'll see some Nate Trefsker tonight. You'll see maybe some Traxton Richards, too, possibly rotated in at some point. It's really a dynamic type of offense and a different type of strategy compared to the previous years where we saw Walter Moses slinging the ball around.
Yeah, but I'll tell you what, though, there was a time where years ago, those guys were the young guys, and they grew, with Coach Getchwich's program. So this is a unique challenge. But you talked about with Richards, I'll tell you, just throwing the football, he's phenomenal. 23 of 37, 440 yards. He's already thrown for 5 touchdowns, only 1 pick. But at the same time as well, Richards is a threat on the ground as well. 99 yards, 2 touchdowns on 15 rushing attempts. So it's a situation where Kirtland defensively, they're going to have to look at any of these skill guys on the field and figure out what's going to happen with the football. They're going to have to be disciplined with their assignments.
Now, speaking of the home Hornets, let's talk about them, too, coming off that 15-1 season last year. A tough loss in the state title game, of course, to Coldwater, but picked up right where they left off to start this regular season. Defense has been great. Offense behind quarterback Jake Laverty, healthy, back in that lineup, looking fantastic. And 42-7 last week over Crestview. This Kirtland team is clicking on all cylinders.
Yes, they are, but, obviously it's going to be a test, as Coach Tiger Laverty, Jake Laverty's son, or father, talked about before. This is going to be a challenge. And speaking of that father-son dynamic between Coach Tiger Laverty and senior quarterback Jake Laverty, cannot believe in all the years we've covered Jake Laverty, his senior year, and you just appreciate all those moments that you had. Of course, we had the game last year with everyone talks about the 3 overtime game last year when Jake Laverty had that crazy 2-point conversion game winner. What else is he going to pull out of his bag tonight?
He's the most winningest quarterback already in Kirtland High School history, and he's still got the rest of this season to boot. A lot of expectations for this Hornets team, a lot of leadership, of course. John Silvestro, another name you're going to hear a lot of time on both sides of the football. Great tackler, also great running back for this Kirtland team that loves to give the ball to 5, 6, maybe even 7 different guys on any given point of the game to get yards and to move those chains on the ground. But they can still surprise you with that pass. We've seen them make some big plays through the air over the past number of years, too, AA.
Kyle, we talk about every time we cover Kirtland football, whether it's this game or a playoff game, don't sleep on Kirtland in terms of like, oh, they're just going to run the football 20 times. Well, attempt number 21, play 21, could be a pass over the top, and Laverty has the arm, as we have seen multiple times, to get the ball down the field and hit a quick strike. So this young defense for Perry, they're going to have to be ready, and they're going to have to be disciplined on defense.
I'll tell you what, 19-game regular season win streak for the Kirtland Hornets. Their last loss to the Perry Pirates. Here,
right
at
here.
Kirtland High School 2 years ago, we had the game as the Pirates take the field. And they are the last team to do it at this stadium against the Hornets.
Do you see this sign right here?
Last year's win was just the start. Watch us rip this game apart. And it rhymed.
Yeah.
Wow.
And you know what, though? This maybe, Kirtland's just going to play a fun game. Both of these coaches, talking to them before the game, of course, we talked to Coach Genswitz during the week at Tiger today. They're both saying, like, hey, this is a measuring stick game. Maybe for the sign as well. This is a measuring stick game.
I get nervous every time they run through a sign, just because you never know if that sign's going to cooperate. But that time it broke apart like tissue paper in the rain. It was gone. So that's good to see, but nevertheless.
We talked to people on the field before the game. In the Kirtland Hornets stack crew, they do an unbelievable job, every year, of course. When we talk, it's like, okay, to talk in the state of Ohio in terms of like small schools and stuff, you hear, Marion Local and Coldwater. What people don't know is that this game, this rivalry here, Kirtland and Perry, that is the equivalent, I would argue, probably the elite matchup among the small schools in Ohio, just because of the talent that you're going to see, the elite coaching you're going to see on the field today in every game. It never disappoints.
It's going to be a fantastic showdown as Kirtland deferred. They're going to get the ball to start the second half.
Now, I will tell you, you're not going to, I don't think you'll get as much turnovers as we did last year because there's no rain. The weather, other than the wind, as you can hear and see it, the weather is fantastic tonight.
Yeah, Chase Savon, Braxton Richards back to return this opening kickoff for the Perry Pirates in our Week 3 matchup here on CVC TV, and it's a big one. Always is.
For some football.
Here from Wilson Stadium, on the doorstep of Willoughby, Kirtland High School, Hornets, Pirates. Just a little over a year ago, 2 defending state champions looking to get back deep in the playoffs again. Got to start first here as we're underway. Richards with the return pass to 20. He's got room. Richards moves upfield. He's got one man to beat. He makes the move. Richards 30, 20, 10, 5. Touchdown. Perry strikes first.
Braxton Richards with the touch.
That's how you strike. And again, starting out special teams, you get the running lanes, you get the good blocks, and if you get that seal up the middle, which Richards did, one man to beat, got him on skates, and Perry's on the board first. Unbelievable start. In the same field that they've had success 2 years ago, Perry strikes first again.
A 97-yard kickoff return for a touchdown and fireworks to open the game here from Wilson Stadium. Oh my goodness, remember last year, 22-21 in 3 overtimes? More excitement on the way tonight already, just seconds in. The extra point is up. It is good. And with that, Perry, just 14 seconds into the game, leads Kirtland 7-0 right here on CVC TV. And of course, our presenting sponsor, as always, for CVC TV is the Ohio Center for Oral, Facial, and Implant Surgery. Drs. Keith Schneider, Don Lewis, and Jill Weber. They handle everything from dental surgery and implants, corrective jaw and facial surgery, and trauma reconstruction. For all of your oral surgery needs, visit the Ohio Center for Oral, Facial, and Implant Surgery website at www.ohsurgery.com.
Well, that's how you start.
I'll tell you what, Braxton Richards carving through that special teams like a surgeon right there.
Just speed, you
Wow.
know, 5'8", 160 pounds, only a sophomore.
And the Richards clan just continues to, we talk about the family ties, obviously, with Kirtland and Laverty's obviously coaching senior quarterback son, but man, on the other side, and Perry, the Richards, showing their family strength tonight. We haven't even seen the quarterback yet.
No, and the thing is, if you're Perry, you don't have to yet. Of course, with special teams, you get off to a great start. On this field, not an empty seat here or anywhere.
Absolutely wild start for the Pirates. They're going to pooch kick this one to the left sideline. That ball going to curtail back, almost stayed in bounds in time for the Pirates to get that, but it'll be out. There's the flag that comes down, and Kirtland's going to get some good starting field position for their first offensive sequence. And you know, hoping to build momentum, you defer to try and give your defense a chance to set the tone, and the defense doesn't even get on the field because of the return touchdown to start the game.
Well, yeah, you're exactly right. But it happened as, 14 seconds into the game, and you got an opportunity led by your senior quarterback, and you're going to have good field position starting at their own. They should be at their own 35 because that ball went out of bounds.
Pretty much almost right at the 35. So that's where it's going to start. It's going to start. If you're Perry, you kick that little pooch kick on purpose there to keep the ball away from Kirtland possibly getting a big return. And now, here come the Hornets. Laverty under center. Gonna hand inside. There's room. Breaking free. Right back at them. Bledsoe to the end zone. Touchdown. 65 yards. Flag comes in late for the beat on sportsmanlike conduct. Touchdown's gonna count. Ty Bledsoe splits the hole. What a run. After that first tackler, no one in his way. 6 points for Kirtland.
Kyle, this is already the game of the year. Already. Already. We are mere 23 seconds into this. The best rivalry in this state, fireworks. And we was going to mention, and we was going to mention what were the impact players. Kirtland's offensive line versus Perry's defensive line.
Oh. Well, they definitely made an impact on that first play. We've ran one offensive play in this game, and it's already 7-6. We've played 23 seconds of football unofficially.
Unbelievable.
Wow. Snap good, hold down, extra point on the way. That one's up. That one's also good. And now, well, it might as well be 0-0, right?
Start fresh.
We enjoy this one a little better, though. 7-7 to score. Kirtland right back on the board. Right here on CVC TV, your game of the week. Hey, Greeny Sports Cards, the largest producer of sports card trading shows in Northeast Ohio with 5 locations, and they're growing. Hey, the next show, September 20th, mark your calendars at the Woodside Event Center in Broadview Heights. You can see all their shows at greenysportscards.com. That's greenysportscards.com. Unbelievable start to this football game. Of course, the 97-yard kickoff return for a touchdown by Braxton Richards, and then the first play from scrimmage for Kirtland, a 65-yard touchdown run for Ty Bledsoe, the senior. Another one of those names you're going to see often tonight, get rotated through that running back core, and again, that wing T is that penalty going to move the ball back. Remember, it was on sportsmanlike conduct. They called that on Kirtland after they got the touchdown.
25 yards.
So move the ball back 10 yards, and this is going to set up an opportunity again for Perry to start with really good field position. Or they can do what they did the first drive and take it back for a touchdown. Who knows what's going to happen?
Well, and here's the thing. Coach Laverty was a little bit on edge, probably because of that penalty, because of what happened to start this game. You know, Perry's going to, you know, if Kirtland can stop Perry, they're going to still have good field position for their drive.
Well, this time it's more of a line drive kick. That ball still going to be found by Richards. He's going to cut the middle past the 40. Richards still on his feet. Eventually gets stopped at the 45, maybe 44-yard line. They'll mark him down in between the 43 and the 44, but still, excellent starting field position for Perry. But if you're Kirtland, you got to love the fact that you didn't let him get into the end zone again.
That's progress. I mean, that is progress. We would say, okay, which team is going to, like, calm down? Who cares at this point?
Yeah, go crazy.
At this point, go crazy. You know what you sign up for when you are part of these teams. You sign up for this game. And, of course, all the experience that goes into it. But here we go.
All right, so now we get McCoy Richards in that shotgun. Play called dead for a moment. What has been a hot start, just 29 seconds into this game. Perry scores first with the opening return touchdown. Kirtland responds immediately with a 65-yard rushing touchdown, and now Perry has that possession. Their first offensive drive officially. Richards again in that shotgun. He's going to hand off. Inside carry, bouncing to the outside. Pushing through down near midfield is the running back on that carry. That is Brody Percelli on the carry.
Brought down by Tommy Kane.
And on this roster, Kyle, he is listed as just athlete. You know, he is that classic ATH there. But you're going to see here the contrasting styles. You know, Perry likes to spread things out. Kirtland, they keep things contained, they keep things in. So who's going to win out in terms of styles?
And there's another handoff on the left side. Try to push through to that first down marker. He's close, is Petrilli. Maybe about a half a yard short.
And Perry wants to move quick. Both of these teams are going to move quick. But Perry,
maybe a sneak there from Richards. He puts his head down, and it looks like he should have enough.
Perry is contesting whether or not Kirtland had an extra guy on the field. That's why they snapped it quick.
And there's that flag. Maybe there is.
Yeah, I don't think one of their players got off the field in time.
Well, Richards put his head down quickly to get the snap off, and
heads up play. Heads up.
I think they would have had the first down anyway on the sneak there, but nevertheless, that penalty should and will move the chains for a first down for the Pirates. Now the ball on the other side of the 45, down to the 43-yard line of the Hornets.
Yeah, the young man on defense unfortunately didn't get off the field in time. And fortunately for Perry, they caught that and immediately snapped the ball. But now you have a dead ball situation. Now with the chains moving, now Kirtland can get their substitutions in.
Both teams off to a fast start. Perry trying to keep the motor running. You're going to need to. As Gashevich talked about, making sure they make the plays, getting out of their own way. Another penalty. That's going to be encroachment on Kirtland, so another 5 yards added on. Back-to-back penalties for the Hornets.
Linebacker tried to rush in there.
When's the last time, talk about the Kirtland stat crew, the amazing job they do. When's the last time Kirtland's defense got back-to-back penalties?
It's the learning experience of these big games.
Let's say it's probably back in the 70s or something like that.
Yeah, probably. We'll verify. We'll see if it was 76 or 78.
Yeah, one of those years. Speaking of which, hey, congratulations, the class of 75 and 2000 getting honored tonight here at Wilson Stadium. Congrats, guys. Welcome back. Richards going to look to pass. Throws over the middle. He's got a receiver streaking in and out of the hands. Just could not get it to his intended target. It's number 6 down there, Greg Meckenbauer. He couldn't pull it in.
Perko and Gron there for Kirtland got great pressure on the quarterback. If the quarterback was able to step into the throw, that would have been a big offensive play, but great pressure up front.
Richards learned a lot watching Walter Moses sling the ball around now as it's 5 wide, trips to the top of your screen. Perry naturally a passing team, but we've seen some movement with the run game here. Rotating different players in, but Richards can still sling it. This time he will keep it though. Cuts up the middle, trying to get near that first down marker, and he's close. Needed to get to the 33-yard line. Looks like he got right near it.
Ty Bledsoe on the tackle.
Bledsoe, the guy who scored the touchdown on the previous drive for Kirtland on one play, gets the stop.
For the Pirates.
Bledsoe just leaned in there to make the play defensively. Had to, because that would have been a big run without that defensive stop. The chess match between both of these coaches now. Perry slowing it down, Kirtland getting their subs in.
See if Perry can respond here on the offensive end. Kirtland came out with a huge shot there. End around carry, breaking left side. That's going to be enough for the first. Down to the 30-yard line.
Jimmy Ashburn on the carry.
And that was Jimmy Ashburn. Going to see him get some carries as well as some catches maybe in this game. He'll move the chains, first down.
And he made an impact, of course, throughout the game last year when we had him, but great little seal block, getting the first down, just enough.
Great end around, and again, it's a different kind of offense for Coach Gesevich this year. They do still like to throw the ball when they can, but yeah, you're going to see more of these end arounds, almost kind of more like a Kirtland style offense where you don't know who's going to get the ball, but whoever does can make a play.
But the difference with Perry is going to be all out of spread.
It's Drew handoff inside. Nowhere to go. Solid stop. Right down the middle. Petricelli had nowhere to go.
Brought down by Jack Turk.
Jack Turk in there. That name should sound familiar.
Second down, 10.
Junior, 6'2", 300 pounds on the inside.
Yeah, and it's going to come down. You're going to have a few seniors, of course, on this Kirtland defense. It's going to be up to them to communicate defensively the assignments, because you're 100% right, Kyle. It's like, who's going to get the football? Any one of these skill guys are capable of running and catching the ball.
Richards again in the shotgun, second and long. Little screen pass, that one's caught. Working inside, breaking through, huge play, 10-5, touchdown on the screen. Meckenbauer gets through for 30 yards, and Perry responds on the next drive.
How in the world did he break through? Because the defenders were there, but Savant, he slipped through.
That's an unbelievable catch and run by Meckenbauer, who just slipped through.
Yeah, Meckenbauer, he slipped right through. The defenders were locked in, but they could not get both hands on him. And just 5'10", got right in.
It's a big play fest to start the ball game. The extra point's up, it's good. Perry on top, 14-7. We still have 8 minutes to go in the first quarter of this game right here on CVC TV. Hey, transform your property with a fence from R&T Fence Company. Family owned for over 36 years. They provided top-notch fence installation services in Northeast Ohio. Specializing in residential, commercial, and industrial fencing, they offer a wide range of options, including aluminum, vinyl, wood, and chain link. Call 330-626-5170 for a free estimate or visit rtfence.com. Whether you need a new fence or a custom gate, trust the experts at R&T Fence to deliver quality and professionalism. That's rtfence.com, your fencing solution.
We want to thank those watching around the state here on the Rock Entertainment Sports Network. You're in for something.
Talk about the fencing. We need some defense out there. Both these squads putting up some big plays for some touchdowns early on. Uncharacteristic. Talking about the last couple meetings, no one scored more than 24 points the last 2 years. We could be on our way to a lot more tonight.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, the only thing left at this point is a big kick return from Kirtland.
You seem to have the speaking things into existence as Kirtland gets the return. They're going to move upfield near the 40. Still on his feet, but eventually goes down at the 42-yard line.
But you know what? Both teams have resorted to defense, like directional kicks to prevent the big return.
I mean, Kirtland just pooched it. They just hit a line drive kick. That time Sebastian Becker couldn't get very far, but did still get past the 40-yard line, down around the 42, and that's where the Hornets will start. Now, they have a pretty good success rate so far. 1 play, 1 touchdown on the offensive end. I'm sure Coach Laverty would like to keep that possibly going if he could.
So if you do that in baseball after 2 games, do you automatically go to the Hall of Fame?
Can neither confirm nor deny. Nevertheless, handoff, left side, Bledsoe. He's got room again. Bledsoe cuts out, cuts back in, working through past midfield, down to the 43-yard line. Ty Bledsoe, early and often.
It's the same play. It's pretty much the exact same play, and it's going to be very important for this defensive line and linebackers to quickly identify the guards and where they're going, depending on where you're lining up. It's how it scored the first time, and you got a big gain that time.
And 15 more yards for Bledsoe. He's already got 80 in the first quarter. Laverty going to keep it himself. He's going to cut up middle. Jake Laverty gets stopped after getting about 5. Still pushes forward and gets a few more. Nice 7-yard run for Jake Laverty. He's got near 300 yards in the first 2 games rushing.
And one of the things, Mr. Kyle Cordell, that this Kirtland offense always does well, their offensive line shoots out of the gaps.
Handoff inside, Bledsoe gets near the first down, and he should have it. Needed 3, got about 4. Move the chains, another first down for Kirtland, and moving fast.
And this Perry defense, they're going to have to hang in there.
Oh, no, they're going to say Bledsoe was short.
Oh!
Wow, it looked like he was well past the first down marker, but they're going to mark him down about a half a yard short.
I agree with you. I thought he had the forward progress for the
It
first.
looked like he was down to the 31 or 30-yard line, but instead they're going to say he was down much sooner. And now a third down and short coming up for the Hornets here. Laverty going to keep it himself up the middle. He'll dive through and get the first down, no problem.
Never a doubt, right? And even if they didn't get the first down, I figured it's 4-down territory. 2 plays to get 1 yard.
Well, Jake Laverty not exactly a small senior either. 6'2", 210. He's got size, and you know he's got the speed.
Well, when we had this game last year, we talked about like how much he has grown, like physically grown. And it's the
You
same
were convinced
thing
he
this
was
year.
6'5".
I kind of was.
Handoff on the end around. Rushing through is Silvestro, and he'll not be able to find the corner. Good coverage on the outside there by Perry. Trefsker and a few others on the outside, keeping that play at bay.
And that's the kind of plays, if you are responsible for outside containment, this is your game to shine. And now, again, it's a very hard task, but you've got to keep this Kirtland offense inside somehow between the hashes, and then hope for the best at that point.
And Laverty under center. 2nd and 9, 29-yard line of the Pirates. Silvestro motion, but it'll be handoff through the middle, down to about the 25-yard line. That's going to be Tommy Caney. Another name you're going to hear tonight.
And one of the big guys defensively, he stands out when you're on the field. Number 0 for Perry, Trent Taylor.
He is 6'5".
He is 6'5", 240 pounds. Defense nearly jumped.
Laverty managing the offense here at the line of scrimmage. 10 on the play clock here. Turns, pitches outside, breaking through. What a stop by Perry's defense. Oh, he broke through. Silvestro tried to get through, but he got met by a host of tacklers, including Traxton Richards and a few others that just blew right through that. Savon was in there too, a couple different Perry Pirates.
And that's why it's important, and that was a big play, of course, for the defense. But when you keep this Kirtland offense in between the hashes, you kind of minimize, success. If you get them on outside, it's trouble.
Well, here we go, 4th down and 5. Big down here. Is Laverty going to keep it? He rolls to his right, looking. Laverty breaks through. He's through. Laverty cuts inside and spins down into the end zone. On 4th and 5, Laverty goes 25 yards.
This kid is amazing.
Oh.
This is amazing, and I believe this was an option. He had an option to throw it, but my goodness. Big body, and I'm telling you guys, he has grown every single year. It's not easy to bring this young man down. He's a senior now. Ladies and gentlemen, Jake Laverty's a beast.
Yep.
I'm just going to lay it out there. He
That's
is a
fair.
beast.
That's very fair.
But now he's, what, 6'2", 210 pounds?
Keeps growing, and you see the speed on display there. The extra point is up. It is good. And in a blink of an eye, tied again, 14 apiece from Wilson Stadium here on CBC TV, your high school football game of the week. And there's a reason why you're seeing it right now on your screen. Wow.
I believe so far, Kyle, 100% scoring success rate for both teams.
I mean, even a special team score. Got it all.
The first 23 seconds of the game,
Ugh.
we had 2 scores. I mean, Jake Laverty, to talk about, again, the decision-making, because I think that might have been an option, kind of see what you can do there, but he quickly committed to running, and then just the strength just took over.
Well, 4th and 5, too, the options are open because, you know, he can throw the football in that spot. But, again, if you have the ability to kind of check and see where the defense is lined up, took advantage of a hole, cut through that right side, sliced back up the middle, and 6 points. With a little pooch kick. That ball going to find its way all the way back to Richards. He bobbles it, but picks it up. Traxton Richards now working up the middle. Richards breaks left side. He turns the corner. Traxton Richards past midfield and down near the 45-yard line. Traxton Richards is making it a track meet out there tonight with his amazing ability on the return side.
An amazing return. I do have a pretty strong prediction. That might be the last time the ball is kicked his way this game.
They've been taking the ball out of the air and letting the ball just roll down to him, but Perry's just getting out of the way and letting him get to it. And then Richards just able to turn on the Jets.
They just can't kick to his side. The blocking up front, they're getting the seal lanes too. So, you know, Richards is doing a good job with the speed and everything, but up front, they're getting the blocks that they need.
Well, I'll tell you what, in a game where we know it could go back and forth the entire way, those special teams plays could be huge. And McCoy Richards throwing on the far sideline. That's incomplete. Ball over the head of his intended receiver. That is number 17 out there. Going to hear Justin Costello's name a few times today, too.
You know, we talked about, you know, in prepping for today's game, you know, how many substitutions that we're going to see for Perry offensively. And a lot of guys have played, but big games across sports, when you have big games, you shrink up your substitutions. And I think Perry's approaching this game that way.
Richards again looking to pass, taking a shot, got a receiver, it's caught. Breaking through again down is Meckenbauer inside the 35 to the 32-yard line.
Yeah, watch this here. And great pass protection and stepping into the throw. Meckenbauer handling business there, finding the ideal spot against this defense, getting the first down.
Ball all the way down on the 32-yard line of Kirtland now. And again, that kick return is going to be so crucial. They can do that for the majority of this game. It's going to put that Kirtland defense a lot of pressure on them as Richards will keep it. He gets tackled down inside the 30 down to about the 26-yard line. Richards will get about roughly 6 yards.
Hope big man number 68 is okay for Perry because he did an unbelievable job leading, being a lead blocker there, and laid his body on the line to help make that play.
Connor Diastolfo with the big block there. Double-A's vantage point.
And now you do have a few subs here now, so to backtrack my point from a few plays ago, now you're going to see the extra bodies. And all these guys are skill guys that can operate.
When you have the ability to move it around, Richards going to look. He's got a receiver wide open into the end zone. Touchdown! Justin Costello breaks free and gets in. And Perry responds. Back and forth we go.
It was a completely different package. You get a bigger package in the ball game. You shift the defense a little bit, and nobody's there. And Kirtland did not have an opportunity to adjust defensively, and Costello is right there to make the walk-in touchdown.
Unbelievable. The offensive just firepower from both of these sides. Perry's done it through the air. Extra points up. That one is good. Kirtland, of course, doing it on the ground, but nevertheless, 21-14 the score with 2:31 to go in the first quarter.
And both teams, Kyle, are pretty much saying it. I think all the fans that are here, it's like, this is what happens when you don't have pouring rain in this contest like we did last year.
Oh, it was a deluge, if I could use a word I don't normally say. I mean, yeah, it was bad. It was raining pretty hard last year and led to the low-scoring game. But this is the offenses we remember. But for the coaching staff for both sides, though, what do you tell your defense at this point? Because it's been back and forth, and both sides really haven't shown a lot to say they're going to be able to stop either side going forward.
Well, I see good signs for Perry's defense. I think they're you got to win for both of these teams. You got to win first and second down. You got to give yourself an opportunity. Look at it this way: if you got 4th and 1, 3rd and 2, forget about it. You got to force 3rd and longs and 4th and longs. That's really what you have to do.
Another Poonch kick going towards the sideline. That ball will go out of bounds. Tell you what, Perry's not even playing with a return essentially at all.
Accordingly, flag on the play, and the Hornets will.
So I think the ball's going to start at about the 35-yard line. That's where they're kicking it out of bounds. So, I mean, that's kind of where they just expect Kirtland to start.
See, but this, and again, we talked about it on the other side here. This is where it gets a little risky to utilize this strategy because
Check, that'll be a re-kick.
short field, and I think we're going to have a re-kick here, Kyle.
Not sure what the ruling is on that. And the ball's going to be put exactly where it was before, so.
I did see Coach Laverty tell his guys to stay on the field.
Looks like there's going to be
I think they declined the penalty there, Kyle.
I think they accepted it for a re-kick.
Okay, yeah.
Because they're moving back 5 more yards here.
100%
so
right, yep.
maybe it looked like maybe it was a false start or illegal motion. Either way.
And Coach Laverty is motioning his guys, everyone, to move up a little bit. So your back line is all the way at the 24-yard line?
Yes. And again, they've been kicking short. There hasn't been long kickoffs from Perry so far. And avoiding doing that. So Colton Kressinger will boot this one away. Normal kickoff. So here we go. Taken. Moving right side. And brought down is the returner. It's number 2. Ryan Kamey.
And oftentimes, you don't see 3 guys line up on the return line, really ever.
They were trying to make sure that was covered.
Oh, yeah.
They were getting a return out of it.
Oh, 100%. 100%. Now, again, if you're the Perry defense, to go back to your question a couple seconds ago, you know, linebackers got to identify the keys. And again, if you can manage the outside containment, you give yourself a chance, but you got to win first down and second down. It has to happen.
And it is first down. Laverty going to keep it himself, working left side, back to the right, and gets maybe 2 to 3 yards.
You know, when you watch teams all across the state of Ohio, teams like Kirtland, offensively, when you're facing them, they frustrate the you-know-what out of you. Because it's just like, you know, who's going to get the football, and all of them can run, and the offensive line is elite. So it's really a measuring stick opportunity here for any defense that faces Kirtland.
Laverty going to hand off right side. Bledsoe trying to break through, still on his feet. Bledsoe getting spun down, but he got a first. He got hit initially behind the line of scrimmage and just put his head down and kept on pushing.
An impressive run after a low snap, by the way. And defensively, the play was made, except didn't finish the tackle. And Bledsoe, that spin move, just winning the weight room and getting the first down. That's all weight room right there.
We know Kirtland definitely does that. These guys are always ready to go.
Amazing, yeah. I think this team is built like the day after the state championship. They want to get back in the weight room.
Laverty in the shotgun, keeping it himself. Working left side, trying to bust through. Laverty still on his feet. Flag comes in. And Laverty eventually going to get taken down the hard way after a gain of 8. We'll see what the flag is. It was around where the initial contact happened with Laverty at the middle of the field.
Relatively clean football game so far.
Yeah, that first drive on defense, there was a few penalties for Kirtland, but other than that, relatively clean. They're going to call a face mask on Perry, so that's going to add on. Let's see if we can take a look here and see inside. Laverty getting that carry
right
up the middle.
Yeah.
Maybe caught a finger in there.
I think it was one of the linemen with the block
I got you.
that the ref caught.
Yeah, that's going to be a big penalty. That ball going to get moved all the way down to the 29-yard line of the Pirates. So Kirtland, 50 seconds to go in this first quarter, threatening again to tie this ball game.
Almost matched the score of last year's final. Only took 3 overtimes to get there, though.
Laverde hands Bledsoe inside. He breaks through. Bledsoe eventually spun down by Richards at the 21-yard line. You hold your breath every time Ty Bledsoe gets the ball now. He's almost got 100 yards in the first quarter.
What if I told you that this senior tailback, Ty Bledsoe, is only 5'10", 170 pounds?
He just feels bigger. He's got the speed. He just feels bigger and stronger. And I think with that, Coach Laverde is okay to let the clock run out, and that's how we're going to end the first quarter. Off play, fireworks, to say the least. It was during the day, but we can still see him. 21-14.
Ain't that the truth?
Score Barry on top, but Kirtland threatening right here on CVC TV. What an incredible start to this ball game. Hey, you have an unwanted guest in your home? Well, contact Alpha Animal Removal. They even specialize in the humane removal of bats and the sealing of homes to help prevent animal entry. That's right. They also clean, remove, and sanitize your attic and replace insulation after animals have infested it. Go to alphaanimalremoval.com to solve your bat problem. That's right. There are bats in Northeast Ohio, believe me. Again, that's alphaanimalremoval.com to give you a helping hand when your furry friends aren't so friendly anymore.
You have to like look at me like I had to get out.
Do you have bats? In your first floor apartment, do you have bats?
Hey, sometimes things happen, man. Things happen, and I know who to call when things happen.
You're darn tootin' you do.
Listen, things do happen, especially at this game here, starting the second quarter, and just unbelievable start. And again, defense got to lock in.
Laverde inside, fakes it, keeps it himself. Laverde's got room. It breaks to the outside, and he's going to jog in. Touchdown, Jake Laverde. His second rushing touchdown of the game, and now an extra point away from tying things up.
And both scores, as you see on the replay, he made smart decisions. Reading like what's available. He wanted to go, between the guard and tackle. Nothing's there. He bounces outside. Nobody's there. Got a great block on the outside, too. And Laverde with the speed into the end zone for a second score.
5 carries, 57 yards, and now 2 rushing touchdowns unofficially for Laverde. The extra point is up. It is good. And, 7 seconds into the second quarter. We're back to where we started, 21 apiece.
I was going to say, you couldn't even take a breath before getting things going. But, man, good stuff. And, again, just want to remind our viewers watching live here on CVC TV, you can watch this game tomorrow, 11 a.m. on the Rock Entertainment Sports Network, channel 22.1 over-the-air, Spectrum, channel 979. Tomorrow morning, 11 a.m. We'll have it for you.
It's a great game to watch again.
I was going to say,
we've been off to a great start. Yeah.
If nothing else, watch the first 30 seconds. You'll be amazed.
Oh, my goodness. 21 apiece. Remember last year's score, Double A mentioned it before we broke for that first quarter. It was 22-21 in 3 overtimes. Something tells me both teams aren't going to have a problem getting over this number here.
No, not at all. Now, the story here, well,
who do you pick to?
Yeah, well, Traxton Richards, number 12, is he getting the football? Are we going to kick his way?
He's going to be at the top of your screen. Bottom of your screen is going to be, it has been Savan. We're going to rotate through. Line drive kick low, and they're going to let Richards get it again. Traxton Richards working the right side, breaks through. Another return for Richards. Still on his feet, brought down near the 40. Flag comes in late.
And I'm not sure if the kicker wanted to go his way. There is a strong breeze.
Yeah.
And I think the wind forced it to Richards' way.
Just trying to keep it low, so you're hoping one of the other backs will get the ball, but it just finds its way back to Richards almost every time, and he's been able to get some solid return yards. Still waiting for the official word on this penalty that came in at the end of that play. And it's going to be a block in the back on Perry, so the good return essentially nullified. That ball going to move backwards. And this will be the Worst starting field position for Perry.
Great point. I was just going to say that. Like, this is by far going to be Perry's toughest challenge offensively as far as field position.
They start on their own 27-yard line. But as we both know with these offenses, anything's possible, no matter where they start.
Well, and that's why it's important for Kirtland's defense. Like, somebody defensively is going to have to make a stop for a possession at least.
As McCoy Richards going to keep that ball work inside. Another flag comes in. That one may be also against the Perry Pirates. We'll see officially which way they put it.
Well, good discipline defensively because Perry wanted to spread out this defense, and the linebackers didn't bite.
Now, the Perry Pirates look like they're going to say it is going to be on Kirtland.
The face mask.
So right back to him, face mask this time on the Hornets, and that's going to be a penalty against Kirtland, and the ball going to move forward. And that's going to be a short downer distance here. McCoy Richards in that pistol. Great start for him. He's got 2 touchdown passes.
And remember, he can run too.
Yes, he can. Richards now in the normal shotgun, dropping back to pass, looking, taking another shot down the right sideline, space, and incomplete, and a flag comes in late.
Easy penalty.
Pass interference going to get called. Looks like that was Howie Ayers out there that just got a little too handsy. Taking that shot down the far sideline. And they were looking for Meckenbauer again and moves the ball down. Again, it's not a spot foul, I don't believe, because it's high school.
Yeah, and that's key, too. Here's the thing. I think the receiver beat that DB immediately on the outside, man-to-man. So sometimes you're just trying to save yourself. But here, 2 straight penalties after Perry started at their own 28.
And now they're on Kirtland's side of the field, the 49-yard line. So not even really an official play ran. And the Pirates been able to get right back to where they used to being. That's in Kirtland territory on the offensive end.
Unbelievable.
Richards again in that shotgun. Great day for him so far. Looking to pass again. Another shot down the right sideline. No one there, incomplete. Taking another shot down there and just overthrows his receiver.
And that time the defense locked in. Ball wasn't catchable. And I don't know if you can hear it on the broadcast, all of you watching, but you can hear the strong breeze.
Well, the wind is technically right now at his back. So Richards is going to get some help. And this time he'll keep it himself, though, do it with his feet. He's under pressure immediately. And there's the Kirtland defense with a phenomenal stop on the outside. Mario Lorber, one of the names out there to make the big play.
Defensively, that's their best play of the night. Best play of the night. You eliminated the downfield options. You maintain outside containment. Best defensive play of the night for Kirtland.
It's a loss of 1, so 3rd and 11. And could this be the turning point early on in this game? We still have 10.5 minutes to go in this first half, but both teams have done whatever they've wanted offensively. Kotzkasevich yelling in instructions.
Fans got to make a difference. Here, the home fans.
To his senior quarterback, McCoy Richards throws, middle, high, almost intercepted. Boy, I'll tell you what, Kamey almost had it, but he got tackled by his own teammate. Laverty was there, and so was Kamey, and they both collided. Otherwise, that may have been an interception, and he had room to run.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he did. But the defense making 2 critical stops after the penalties. You do want somebody to drop back just in case you get a punt, but
looks like they're going to go for this.
Perry is saying this is another state championship type of game. This might be a punt.
Well, McCoy Richards may punt the ball, and he will. It's a line drive. Laverty's going back to return it. That ball going to trickle all the way down inside the 10. Here comes Jake Laverty now. He breaks left side. Laverty under pressure with it, and he gets brought down just past the 15. So a great job by Richards to pin Kirtland back. inside their own 20, and now it's Perry's defense's turn to try and step up. Kirtland going to try and take their first lead of the game on this drive.
100%. And again, just got to commend the Hornets defense. Just they had a great couple stretches of plays where defensively they locked in. The pressure is always there. And now these are the coaching adjustments you're seeing here between two of the top coaches and their staffs. Here, kind of go matchup to matchup. We call this here you don't see this in 2025 for most. Almost everyone at the offensive line. The old max protection I formation.
Well, Bledsoe gets only about a yard. That'll be his shortest game tonight.
No gain, second down, 10 for the Hornets.
You know, the late, great John Madden would appreciate that formation. You know, you got to run this here. Boom! Tough out. You got to run this.
Vegas odds over under the amount of times AA brings out his John Madden impersonation this season. If you took the under, you're in trouble. Handoff inside. Bledsoe again working his way through. He gets down past the 20, down to the 21-yard line.
Bledsoe, carry. Chase Savon.
With that carry, Bledsoe now over 100 yards.
Yes, he is.
In this first half. Now, granted, 65 came from one run, but still, impressive start for Bledsoe.
So, again, defensively here, these were 3rd and 1s and 3rd and 2. This is 3rd and 5. This is progress. But right back in that eye.
Laverde going to fake it, keeping himself. He's got room. Laverde down the sideline. Past the 50. One man to beat. Laverde gets torn out of bounds inside the 15-yard line. Same play they scored on before. Ran it again to perfection. Look at this play.
And people got sealed in. The defense got sealed in. If it wasn't for Traxton Richards, number 12, that is a score. Now, again, remember Laverde had that punt return as well on defense, being on the field on both sides. So maybe a little bit of gas. If he was fresh offensively, maybe a little bit more juice and would have scored.
59-yard run for Jake Laverde. He's got 116 yards on his own and 2 scores. Handoff, Silvestro inside. He gets bottled up. Solid tackle on the inside. That's number 8, Michael Nedzwicki with the tackle.
And Kyle, to your point, you're exactly right. That same offensive play, the big one with Laverde, and when we saw that before, Laverde scored. And again, the importance of outside containment. When you don't have it, big plays are given up.
Well, it's that double, triple option you see sometimes too from Kirtland. You don't know who has the football. You have to keep your head up on the defensive end to be able to see. Pitch, Silvestro working his way back in. He gets swallowed up after a positive gain. Starting to work John Silvestro in now, getting about maybe 4 to 5 yards.
Great speed defensively to close in, because looking from up here at our booth, it looked like that was a big gap to score, and it closed very quickly.
Anytime Kirtland's offense now in this game so far has faced adversity, a 3rd and 5, a 4th and 5, they've been able to convert and then some. 3rd and 6 this time. Ball on the Perry 10-yard line.
If you're the DBs, you got to stay home.
Again, Laverde keeps it. Works the outside. Breaks through. Laverde into the end zone. His 3rd rushing touchdown. It was delayed.
And that's why you need to stay home, because you're going to see on the outside.
Oh, they read it right.
They read it, but you got to tell your DBs, like, you got to stay home in that position, because how many times in this quarter have we seen Laverde delayed inside, bounce it outside, no one's there defensively, and he scores again.
Well, this time they got pressure into the offensive backfield. Laverde got hit because of the pushback and still found a way to get around the player and score. What a move by Jake Laverde. He's got 3 rushing touchdowns in this first half. It is now 28-21, Kirtland. Oh, back and forth we go.
And only 1 defensive stop. It was on Kirtland's side, so they're playing with the lead, of course.
I'm convinced that both these coaches wanted me to lose my voice before halftime, so I appreciate that. Wow.
Well, again, this is elite football that you're seeing from both of these teams. It really, really is. And a measuring stick for everyone. You know, we talked about the significance for those of you just joining in. You see the capacity crowd on the Kirtland side. We're right up at the top there. But you really see, like, there's a reason why this place is packed. There's a reason why this is the biggest game in the state, because both of these teams are contenders to go deep in the playoffs. We all know the standard that they both have, and you're getting that right here.
Incredible run, of course. Coach Gatsevich and company winning the state title a few years ago. Same for Kirtland. This time a man not named Richards is going to return it. Breaking through and taken down near the 35-yard line was Cam Austin, the sophomore. Becker there on the stop, and the 35 is where Perry will get things going again.
Yeah, and if Kirtland has it their way, it will be Austin getting the football on those kick returns, or anybody not named Richards the rest of this game. They almost have to be more intentional, you know, before, because they tried to get it away from Richards last time, and it didn't work.
A couple big penalties kept the Perry offense alive last drive, but they couldn't find a way. And a new quarterback in now. It's Trefsker. He's going to throw inside. That ball caught. And a short gain. Great job by the Kirtland defense in there. That was thrown to Richards.
And again, for him coming into this game, the new quarterback, 6 of 8, 147 yards, 2 touchdowns in the air, only 1 interception. So, again, Coach Getchwitz, he's working in a ton of guys throughout the course of a ball game. See what works, see what systems work as this season continues.
Trying to show different looks to this Kirtland defense. They finally got a stop on the previous drive. Trefsker going to lean back and pass, throws. That was caught.
Great job.
Wow, what a catch by Dane Pike. Senior makes the big catch. How about Nate Trefsker with 2 really good throws?
And again, Pike, one of the important guys rotating into the ball game. You know, when you are playing for this Perry Pirates team, it feels like no matter how many reps you get, like you play a very important role on the team, and they're going to find a way to use you.
This is so impressive to see a new quarterback coming in and the offense just picking up where it left off. Trefsker hands inside. Big carry past midfield down to the Kirtland 49-yard line. That was Carter Crowfoot, 6'1", 185-pound sophomore on the carry.
Well, the storyline always across football, when you're told, oh, this team plays 2 quarterbacks, you always hear, well, they don't have a quarterback. Well, that's not true here. I mean, you're looking at different matchups, and this young man here, he could deliver the football a little bit more sharp down the field, and it's just you play into those matchups. And this offense, again, is moving.
Just trying to press the right buttons, Coach Getchevich and company. Trefsker going to roll to the left side. He can move too. Lowers his shoulder, takes a big hit down near the 45-yard line and a first down. Did he get it? I think he might be just short.
Again, coming into this game, had 4 carries for 6 yards. So he didn't run often, but
you know, both these quarterbacks can move. We know McCoy Richards and Nate Trefsker got the ability to be mobile and get outside the pocket. Now 3rd and short. Kirtland's defense, can they step up again?
See how this defense reacts, of course, with short field. Only man at the top.
The play was blown dead as Trefsker got a QB sneak and looked like he was going to have a first down. Or if there was a timeout called, or if maybe a substitution was needed to be made.
Well, when you have a stoppage in play, you know, Kirtland utilizing, getting a substitution in themselves.
Just over 4.5 minutes to go in this first half.
They better get a defender up top, though.
And eventually get someone over there double A. It's like they heard you up here. Pitch to the outside, trying to break through, head of steam, breaking down, getting the first down. Was Crowfoot. He needed 1, he got about 4.
You know, we're seeing that more and more across football. As we're going to have a stoppage of play due to an injury. You're seeing more and more of that in football where on a 3rd and short or a goal line situation, you're seeing a pitch on the outside, just get the speed and kind of stretch the defense out. Great decision getting the first down.
That's Xander Perko, who is on his hands and knees working through the injury there. Hey, if you're looking to break into the exciting world of broadcasting, film, or digital media, the Ohio Media School in Cleveland, offering hands-on training in TV and radio broadcasting, audio production, sports broadcasting, and more. Their real-world approach by industry professionals ensures you're job-ready in just about 8 months. Located conveniently in Valley View, their Cleveland campus is your gateway to a rewarding career in media. Visit beonair.com to start your journey today. That's beonair.com. Looks like Perko is up and walking off, now jogging off under his own power. Great to see.
Yeah, he wants to get back in the ball game right now. He wants to get back in. We got to give props to the training staff of every team that we cover. Of course, they do an unbelievable job. Sometimes you got to make those tough decisions. We were in Chagrin Falls week 1. We saw some players that wanted to keep playing, and adults had to step in, we got to hold you out for a little bit.
I'll tell you what, knock on wood, so far no cramping, even though it's a bit of a nice night, some breeze though. Crowfoot takes the carry, gets maybe a yard or two. Solid tackle on the inside of a big number 44. That's Brandon Oppenheim.
If you wear number 44, if you're Kirtland or Perry, that's a big deal. One of the stars of this series, Owen McCoon, who graduated last year. Remember, you had the big pickup, the big fumble return.
Yeah.
Last year in reigning Perry.
Second and long. Trefsker looking to pass, moving the pocket, throwing, gets hit. Long ball down the middle of the field, incomplete. Took a shot for Meckenbauer down in the end zone, just overshot him. That was a beautiful ball.
Yeah, it was. And again, the only trick with having 2 quarterbacks, and this is why you don't see it often, although it's paying off, but it's the chemistry between quarterback and receivers. How that ball is thrown and received from this quarterback compared to Richards, it's different.
Well, 3rd and long now on the way for Nate Trefsker. That trips to the top of your screen, too wide at the bottom. Looking, screen pass, caught. And nowhere to go. Kirtland's defense right there. That was Brody Krantz, junior receiver, who caught the screen and got nothing.
Becker, unbelievable defensively, and now 2 straight drives where this defense locks in, usually around this part of the field. Coach Tiger Laverty saying to this guys, lock in, play your responsibilities.
We know McCoy Richards usually handles some of the punting duties, as well as played quarterback for a while, but now Trefsker back out there. So on the Kirtland side of the field, they're going to go for it. Trefsker throws, back shoulder, incomplete, and no penalty. He slipped on his own. Kirtland forces the turnover on downs, and with just over 2.5 minutes, another opportunity to get the ball into the end zone. And don't forget, Kirtland gets the ball to start the 3rd quarter.
And that's the big point there, getting that ball in the 3rd quarter. Remember, Kirtland was one of the last teams in the CVC to switch from a grass field to a turf. We were here 2 years ago, the first game, with the new field. So it's not often you see a slip, on the turf field, but you saw it there. Didn't work out for Perry's offense.
Well, there'll be some questions about switching quarterbacks and going back and forth. The momentum that McCoy Richards had, remember, he threw 2 touchdowns in that 1st quarter. But then moving in Trefsker now, and unfortunately can't get that drive to result in any points.
Well, Kirtland so far is batting 100 and scoring touchdowns.
Bledsoe gets the carry and gets maybe a yard.
So to your point, Kyle, when you're talking about, Kirtland's going to get the ball, to start the 3rd quarter, you can't understate how important this drive is defensively for Perry. Got to be able to lock in.
You don't want to go into this halftime breakdown 2 scores with Kirtland getting the football to start that 3rd frame. It could be big trouble for the Pirates. Laverty hands off inside, a few yards.
Bledsoe on the carry.
Bledsoe gets near the, just past the 45-yard line as we're under 2 minutes to go now in this first half.
And again, both teams have all 3 timeouts to this point, so Kirtland's going to probably run this down a little bit. If Perry can get the stop, they're going to burn off their first timeout.
I'll tell you what, every time Perry forces these 3rd and mediums, a big play happens for the Hornets. We have not seen a pass attempt yet, and we won't. Laverty takes off down the middle. Ball comes out. Ball is out. Did Laverty fall on it?
Laverty in the carry.
Lost it as he broke through midfield. And they're going to say Laverty was able to recover it. That was high anxiety on the Kirtland sideline there, but Laverty able to recover his own fumble and move the chains.
We forgot, the big storyline from last year's game was the fumbles. A lot of it was weather-related. Of course, the weather is fantastic, but the first fumble, and man, how fortunes would have changed. But Kirtland got the first down, able to maintain and hold on to the football.
And Laverty able to get that easily, and then just lost the ball when he was running through. Handoff, cross side. Bledsoe brought down. Flag comes in late after Bledsoe got about 5 yards. Now behind the line of scrimmage, so we'll see what the official ruling is there. Saban gets the stop. And it's going to be holding on Kirtland, so moving back.
Holding on the Hornets.
Tell you what, Coach Getchevich said before the game when we talked to him, hey, we need a few breaks. Need a few mistakes to go our way. That fumble opportunity, could that have been one of the big ones that they just could not capitalize on?
They need something because, again, Kirtland offensively, every drive they've scored a touchdown. It's been perfect. But they need something, and at least, minute 18, if you can hold them off, don't know if you're going to get the football back. They're going to players quickly get off the field.
The clock could be their friend in this point if they can get a stop. It's a long way. Laverty looking to pass, throws, sidearm, slings, caught. Silvestro down the middle. He's going to go. Touchdown, Kirtland. They went backwards. There's a flag that came in late, and it's going to get waved off.
Yeah, you're going to see the score.
Oh, what a beautiful toss. The first pass attempt of the game, but the flag comes in, and that is going to negate the touchdown. We waited till almost the end of the first half to see the first pass attempt, and they're going to move backwards again. Perry gets bailed out on a big penalty. Oh, my goodness.
Unreal.
Big break. We talked about that for Coach Gesevich. You need those because there was a lapse on the defense, and Perry's defense gets saved big time here.
And Kyle, you spoke that into existence this time because how much this game would have turned if that score would have stood.
Well,
and now it's first and forever.
Well, now it's first down, and Kirtland's got to get to downtown Cleveland to get the first. They're all the way back on the 36-yard line.
This run will determine if Kirtland's going to do something major in this drive.
Laverty keeps it, lowers his shoulder, gets down near the 45. 50 seconds to go in this first half.
Wonder how timeouts are going to be used.
And I imagine Coach Laverty will take one, and he will. Wow.
Amazing stuff. Want to remind everyone, coming up at halftime, going to have my yearly State of the CVC interview with Kayla Iris, of course, the assistant CVC director. She's going to join me at halftime. Talk about all the things going on.
Yeah, I get to turn over the mic to you.
Hey, you get to interview Cameron later in the year. Or Cameron Palmer.
Always look forward to that. Cam does a great job for us over at ChagrinValleyConference.com. Fills in, too, occasionally on the broadcast.
But, yeah, a lot of good stuff going on across the Chagrin Valley Conference.
A couple big years on the way, too. Got some new members coming through. It's going to be real fun. One of the big names, obviously, Chardon. That's going to be huge.
Yeah, we're nearby, Chardon. Of course, Willoughby South, Eastlake North, Fairport Harbor, all 4 of those teams joining the CVC next year.
Exciting times. for the Chagrin Valley Conference. Silvestro, handoff, left side, works through near midfield. That's where he'll get stopped. 6 more yards
Sylvester on the carry.
for Silvestro, who's been quiet. Just 5 carries for 11 yards. We thought he may have had that huge touchdown catch, but obviously ruled back
Partner Crowfoot on the tackle.
with that penalty. And now under 30 seconds to go. Coach Laverty not using another one of those timeouts, sending his son Jake out for possibly one more play.
Well, as proven, they can throw the ball down the field.
Now they don't need much time, and I'll tell you what, that ball from Laverty was perfect. That was a perfect spiral. See if they give him another shot to. Laverty going to keep it. Rolls out right side, feeling the pressure. This time he's going to get bottled up from Perry.
Going to get a timeout in. Nope.
Nope, they do not. And that's how we end the first half. Perry holds true, but Kirtland goes into halftime with the lead, 28-21, right here on CBC TV. Double A, take a breath. Your thoughts from that first half?
Well, an exciting, unbelievable first half. Of course, with the opening scores that we saw there.
Wow.
But man, things settled down a little bit. You know, Kirtland was able to get a couple of defensive stops. But how differently would this game have been, Kyle, if that touchdown would have stood, a big holding call, and you mentioned Kirtland's going to get the ball first to start the third quarter. Perry needed that, needed some kind of bailout, and they got it.
It was an unbelievable first half, a lot to break down. Obviously, we'll do that on the other side of this break and a special interview.
Yeah, cannot
Yeah.
wait. State of the Chagrin Valley Conference. We're gonna talk with our special guest on the other side of the break. Can't wait.
Yep, so just give us a quick moment. We'll get all set up. Back after this.
Do you want to learn how to be a producer, DJ, on-air talent, or influencer? Visit beonair.com and discover a media school that's changing the game. We have 7 campuses across the country, and you can graduate in as little as 8 months. No math or English classes here, just classes that interest you and give you hands-on experience with real-world professionals in the media industry. And there's financial aid available for those who qualify. Stop sleepwalking through life. Show up for your dreams. Visit beonair.com and take the free career assessment. beonair.com.
Hello, everybody. Welcome on back. It is halftime here at an unbelievable football game. 28-21. Kirtland leading over Perry. Unbelievable game. And Raquel Iris, I'll tell you, man, what a spotlight, of course, for the Chagrin Valley Conference. We get this every year. It almost feels like we're lucky to get this every year, and another treat, and it's not raining today.
It is not raining. I can't believe how much it rained last year, and this is just perfect. I mean, we couldn't ask for better football weather. It's beautiful. It's a little chilly now. The wind's kind of going. The sun went down a little bit, but this is awesome. I think we've had a score on like every drive of this game so far.
Yes.
Like they treated us right off the bat with the touchdown kick return. So like, what can we ask for more?
I was going to say, you get the kick return, and then you get another score. It's like the first 23 seconds of the game, you get scores.
Right. I mean, we can't ask for anything better. So they're really showing up and showing out for this game.
Now, I'll tell you what, though. So what you do, and it's just unbelievable. Of course, the assistant, the Chagrin Valley Conference, Dr. Don Lewis, who we always joke every year is working the phones and working the
sidelines. Yes, he is working the sidelines.
How cool is it for those who are watching for the first time, watching Chagrin Valley Conference? A lot of new stuff, which we'll talk about, but what exactly, if you explain what the Chagrin Valley Conference offers, what would you tell people?
We offer so much, and this is kind of just a piece of it, which is great. And this is huge, but it's just a piece of what we do. It's not only athletics, which I think is kind of important to know, right? Like we do academic challenge, we do STEM wars, we do so many things for our students, not just our student athletes in the Chagrin Valley Conference. And obviously the big part of it is our sports, right? These awesome games against, state defending football teams. We have cheerleading showcases. We do all-star games for most of our sports. It's a wonderful conference, and I'm just so grateful to be part of it.
Let's talk a little bit about some of those events. Like the cheerleading competition is always fantastic, and of course all the all the all-star games, of course, and being on the field too. Like you hear like half of these players are involved in track and field and wrestling and all these different events. Like, it's pretty cool to have a ton of players and a ton of like student athletes involved. Obviously in the classroom, that's the most important thing, but in multiple extracurricular activities.
Right, and I think that that's just something that we really harp on and hone in. They are students, and I think that that is something that obviously becomes before athletes. And you think of conferences in high schools, and you think strictly sports, right? But they are students. We want them to excel and exceed in the classroom, and we just really want them to be successful and set that part up for them so that they, when they leave high school, that they're ready for the world, And I think that we do a great job of that on the field and also off. So it's just awesome, and we're excelling in so many ways. And I think something that we wanted to talk about that I know you were going to bring up, and this kind of just segues into it, is this wonderful deal that we just got with Rock Entertainment Group.
Unbelievable. Of course, with the Gilberts, and of course with Channel 19. Every one of these games on the network, amazing.
Right, and it's awesome. I mean, we are going to be reaching 1.3 million, homes. So what happened is we got this wonderful deal. So all of our CVC TV games are going to be re-aired on Spectrum, and it's awesome. It's going to reach so many households, and just to showcase our student athletes. I mean, it's going to be in homes in Columbus and Cincinnati and Dayton and Cleveland, across the Northeast Ohio area. And just for our kids to be able to have that spotlight. And it's really just about, bringing communities together through things that everybody can find a mutual common ground on, which is sports. And it's just awesome to see. And, Steve Hare did a wonderful job, and he does a wonderful job and you guys do a wonderful job. And it's just going to be so great to be able to showcase these games, and have them re-aired and on their broadcast channel as well. So it's super exciting.
Kyle does a great job. Double A, I'm just
Excellent. You guys both do such a great job. I love listening to you guys. I remember last year when it was raining so bad at this game at Perry, and we decided to leave against my better judgment, and luckily we got to listen to the triple overtime on the way back to the west side of Cleveland. So we're so thankful for you guys for what you do, and Steve and everyone that's part of the Sugar Valley Conference. And we do it for one reason, and it's for these students. And I just love being a part of it.
An amazing crew, of course. Our producer, Peter Tellup, of course, doing a great job. Steve is on the field.
Yeah, he's down there getting some pictures. He's running around. He's working the sidelines, too, like Dr. Lewis, huh?
Yeah, he's handling his business. Okay, a couple more questions for you before we let you go. So we'll talk about the additions to the conference in a second. We got women's flag football.
Oh, my gosh, yes. I am just, so floored at how much it's taken off. We have so many teams in playing flag football now, and we're getting close to being sanctioned through OHSAA. They have kind of recognized it a little bit more. The Browns do a great job. Hannah Lee and her crew with the youth sports through the Browns, and we have a ton of CVC teams. Perry has a team, Kirtland has a team, Berkshire. We just have so many teams, so many girls that are playing in it, and it's wonderful. And it is booming across the U.S. right now, and we're right there. We're at the forefront with everybody.
It's unbelievable. Every time you see highlights and stuff, and listen, you can't just join a team just to join. I mean, it's fun, but they're out there competing.
It's competitive, and they have the our area championships at First Energy Stadium, which is awesome. And every year, I feel like a CVC team is either winning it or in the championship game. They are out there competing just as much as anybody else, and it's awesome to see.
Final question for you. Everything this season is going to be fantastic. We got new teams, new schools joining the conference. Talk to us a little bit about that. Well, Eastlake North, Willoughby South, Chardon, I think Fairport Harbor.
Mm-hmm. We just continue to grow, and I think that's just a testament of the schools that are already in the conference and all of the administration that's in place. We just continue to attract schools all across Ohio. We span from so many counties and so many cities, and I just think it's a testament of the administration that is comprised of the CVC, Dr. Lewis, you guys, everyone that's involved. it just shows, and everyone wants to join and be a part of it. So come on. I know Dr. Lewis will say, keep them coming. Everybody else, maybe not so much. At some point it's going to be like the whole state of Ohio is going to be CVC. But no, it really is. It's a testament of how great of a job all of these administrators and everyone does in this community.
It's amazing. And you coach in the conference too. Doing some coaching?
Yeah, we coach in the conference for a little bit, and it's a great place to be, and everyone wants to be a part of it, and you can tell because everyone keeps joining. So,
yes, absolutely.
Yes.
Raquel, this was fantastic,
of course. Thank you for having me, as always.
No problem. And the rain, I think, is going to stay away, but this second half is going to be unbelievable.
I'm ready for it. Here we go. Everyone buckle in.
Lock in.
Lock in. We're going here.
We will take a break, come back, listen more of the marching bands, and then Kyle will be back with the play-by-play for the second half of this unbelievable game. Of course, the halftime score, Kirtland 28, Harry 21. Back in just a moment.
Of Mr. Scott Sell and Assistant Director Mr. Noah Reynolds, with flag and major advisors Kirsten Smith and percussion instructor Mr. Alec Ward, we proudly present the pride of Kirtland, the 2025 Kirtland Hornet Marching Band. We begin our halftime show with a song released in 1986 by the American rock band Bon Jovi. Here is You Give Love a Bad Name. Ladies and gentlemen, tonight is our annual mass band night. Please welcome the 8th grade band to the field. Next, we have some of our favorite Kirtland High School marching band stand tunes. Here are Frankenstein, Iron Man, Super Freak, and Godzilla. Our first song is a crowd participation song. Sing along with the Hey song. We played this song in the stands, in the halls, and on the field. Here's one of our favorites, Seven Nation Army.
Halftime here from Wilson Stadium. The score 28-21. Kirtland on top of Perry right here on CVC TV as the band makes its way off the field, and we get ready for second half action. Some highlights in what was a crazy first half here from Kirtland High School in this matchup of two teams with deep playoff aspirations. As always, Kyle Cornell, AA Anthony Elver with you here as we get ready for second half action. And Anthony, let's dive right in.
Yeah, starting right away with the kick return.
Oh my goodness, this just to start the game, 97 yards. Kickoff return from...
Well, and you saw like the kick return lanes, and immediately it was just right off the board. And then how about this run?
This is the first play from scrimmage for offense for Kirtland. They responded immediately. Ty Bledsoe went 65 yards for a touchdown. Unbelievable start for the Hornets.
23 seconds into the game, you had two scores. Now, how about this one here with Perry? And that was a couple of broken tackles.
Yeah, Meckenbauer was supposed to be just a screen for a first down. He ends up taking it 30-plus yards for a touchdown on a screen pass. One of two first-half touchdown passes from Richards. And, of course, Jake Laverty, the story of that first half. 3 rushing touchdowns, including this one. On 4th and 5, he took it 35 yards for a 6.
And we'll see a couple of Laverty scores where, again, it's hard to bring him down. Now back to Perry's offense.
And this is Richards again. Beautiful toss, wide open receiver, in for another touchdown. Back and forth they went.
And you saw defensively, Kyle, there was miscommunication defensively, like who should be where, and that's something they looked into. Now, again, Laverty bouncing on the outside. And that's why this is important for the DBs to stay home. Otherwise, you're going to have that outside containment broken and get the big score.
And finally, at the end of that first half, the defense started to come up big, but not before. Jake Laverty didn't do this one more time to give Kirtland the lead. He was stopped in the backfield, still found a way to bounce off that pass rusher and get in for 6 more points. And that is where we stand right now, 28-21. The Kirtland Hornets leading the Perry Pirates here on CVC TV as we get underway here, just moments away from third quarter action from Wilson Stadium in Kirtland High School on the fringes of Willoughby. What we're looking forward to, obviously, in the second half is Kirtland does start with the football. They deferred. Ends up being a great decision, even though we thought originally, hey, Perry returned the kickoff for a touchdown. We weren't sure what was going to happen. After that, we have all these points. We have all this scoring going on. The defense has really set the tone towards the end of that first half, though.
Well, one of the breaks that Perry did receive near the end of that first half, Kirtland had a big score. Was called back for a holding penalty, and this would have been a 35-21 ball game, only a touchdown difference this time because of that penalty. Who's going to get those big breaks in this second half? I mean, the story of all these games that we've covered these last couple of years has been about who's going to get the big breaks. We're in for another treat here in the second half.
Well, if it's anything like the first, buckle up as the kickoff is underway, and so are we in the third quarter of action. Gamey going to take that ball back deep inside his own 10. Perry special teams right there as Gamey's able to get a few more yards out of that past the 20-21. And that is where Jake Laverty and company will take over for Kirtland on this first offensive drive of the third quarter.
I think something that was discussed at halftime for both teams. When you get that contact, we've seen several broken tackles on both sides. So it's going to be very, very important for both of these defenses when you make that contact. Basic fundamentals of tackling, wrapping up, finishing the tackle.
Here we go, 1st and 10, Laverty in that shotgun. He'll hand Silvestro, left side. Silvestro breaks through, still on his feet. John Silvestro, past midfield and torn down. Meckenbauer, who caught a touchdown earlier, gets to stop, and Silvestro breaks free for his first big gain of the evening.
And right on cue, we talked about if you're not able to finish your tackles, again, you got to wrap. If you don't, these guys on both teams, they're too fast, they're too strong. These tackles will be broken, and you're going to give up big plays.
33 big yards for John Silvestro. Remember, he had just 5 carries for 11 yards in that first half, but any Kirtland game, we always see a running back take off in the second, and a good start for him. Here's Bledsoe. His first carry of the third quarter. What a big first half for Ty Bledsoe. He gets about 5.
And had a great kick-out block to help set things up. And my goodness, you do not want to gift Kirtland ever because they will make you pay.
Oh, just there's so many different athletes that can make plays running that football, and you haven't even talked about Jake Laverty yet. 10 carries, 140 yards, and 3 touchdowns on the ground. No official pass attempts, too. Kirtland has been all one-dimensional here in this ball game, but still just so hard to stop with the misdirections and the fake handoffs. Laverty going to keep it on the far side. Working his way through, pushing. Laverty near the first down marker. He's right on a double A, and that's just so tough to bring down Jake Laverty.
I was going to say, and if he had that extra push there near the end, he got a couple extra yards that I didn't think was possible for him to get.
Yeah, he ended up getting roughly 3 yards on the carry there, so it's going to be 3rd down and short on the way.
And again, you're seeing several substitutions with Kirtland throughout every drive. Like, you got fresh bodies coming into the ball game.
Laverty under center. Hands, Bledsoe working his way through. Bledsoe's going to have the first down and then some. Down to around the 30. 8 yards for Bledsoe, and moving the chains, Kirtland right back to work on offense.
And we was talking about Bledsoe's size back in the second quarter again. 5'10", 170 pounds, the senior tailback, but he runs with power. And he runs, and I thought you made a great point, Kyle, in the first half. He runs bigger than what he is. And you see it again, just the legs, the hips. He does an unbelievable job getting those broken tackles. He creates those.
Ability to turn downhill. Handoff inside is Silvestro. He gets stood up.
Silvestro on the carry.
A couple different players in there, as well as Carter Crowfoot, who got that stop. Flag came in late.
No flag.
I think maybe they might pick this up, and I think they will.
Yeah, I was going to say, like, we're at a point in the night where the yellow and orange looks familiar. I'm like, I didn't see a fumble, but the flag looked like it was orange. But none of that matters. They picked it up.
All right, so 2nd and 10, 31-yard line. Kirtland's able to march right down the field. And it's a keeper for Laverty. He breaks right side. Laverty past the 20, still on his feet, stops, and goes out of bounds near the 10-yard line. Jay Laverty pulled a Lamar Jackson move. Watch this as he goes. Again, pushing his own teammate down to stay up.
And
Watch the stop. Watch the stop.
Yeah.
Right there.
Yeah.
On a dime. Laverty cuts back in and gets near the 10. Unbelievable run by Jake Laverty.
He did a great job in the defense. They was in the right spots. And you're right, his footwork is amazing. We hear quarterbacks talk about, like, working on their footwork, and that's the biggest improvement you see from Laverty.
Pitch, Silvestro working left side. Silvestro breaks through, and he's in. Touchdown.
Let's watch how it happened, and got a great solid block there at the end. Freeberg got a good block at the end, and just downhill running across the board. Back to Laverty from the previous play. His footwork is unreal. To be able to make those kind of plays in the quarterback position, amazing.
Well, Silvestro gets in from 12. His first rushing touchdown of the evening. Pending the extra point could be a huge lead, as there was a jump off sides there.
Kirtland's going to want to go for 2.
That crowd's saying we should go for it. They're looking to get some new subs in here.
Yeah, Coach Laverty immediately saying, get the offense out on the field.
And talking to his son, Jake.
Huge, too, considering, again, Perry a little bit cold. So if you get this 2-point conversion, make this a 15-point difference.
You make Perry have to try to make some decisions if they can get back into the end zone. But it's been tough for Perry now. For about a roughly full quarter here, they have not been able to get some positive momentum on offense. Laverty pitches, Silvestro, left side, working, and he's in. 2-point conversion is good as Silvestro put down his head. He gets the touchdown and the 2, 36-21 the score.
Amazing drive. And again, Coach Laverty said, hey, when that opportunity presented itself, we're going for 2 right now.
Speaking of going at 2 for 2, you can go for 3. There are 3 of the best doctors.
50-50, get your ticket there.
Of course, representing us and our presenting sponsor of the CVC TV, it's the Ohio Center for Oral, Facial, and Implant Surgery. Doctors Keith Schneider, Don Lewis, and Jill Weber. They handle everything from dental surgery and implants, corrective jaw and facial surgery, and trauma reconstruction. For all of your oral surgery needs, visit the Ohio Center for Oral, Facial, and Implant Surgery website at www.ohsurgery.com. Kirtland, as I said before, surgical, running that football. Different angles, different plays, no pass attempts, same result. 15-point lead for the Hornets.
Amazing. An amazing job. And, again, several broken tackles.
The kickoff down the middle of the field. And here we go. Taken in by Richards, and this time he has nowhere to go. One of the few times tonight by Trexton Richards could not find open space on those kick returns. So the ball going to get put down.
Well, yeah, Richards had to go out of his way to get that football.
Yeah, he had to run up to it. They've been playing that a little more safe. The ball is down to the 32-yard line now for Perry, and this is do or die time. You got to think for the Pirates here. You got to keep up with Kirtland and their offense.
Wonder if you see a deep play threat on first down.
Now, McCoy Richards is back in the ball game. Remember, he played the first quarter. Looking to pass. There it is. Taking a shot. Left sideline. Throw. Oh, almost intercepted right in front of us. Mario Lorber almost got that ball on a diving attempt. Looking for the running back. And Brody Petroselli was Richards, who has that ball fall incomplete.
And luckily it was just incomplete, because I thought the defender was almost in perfect position for the interception. Maybe the play took a tad bit too long to get things developed. Maybe they wanted something in the seam, but it just didn't develop that way. But of course, Perry, their spread offense.
There you go. Richards going to throw again. A strike left side. That one's caught. Top of your screen. Spun down. It's Beckenbauer who makes the play.
Tell you what, that play could have went for a lot more.
Chase Brown on the coverage.
If Brown didn't make the play defensively.
All right. Third down and 3 coming up. 3 catches, 50 yards for Meckenbeer tonight. Richards in the shotgun. They got Kirtland line up there in that run. Inside, they should have enough for the first down.
It's just amazing. Again, you talk about the styles, Kyle, and it's like, oh, Perry's going to run the ball and stack up in there. And they did, getting the first. Man, you feel like that was do or die right there, as we talked about in this drive. Absolutely needed just to get things back in sync for this offense.
Big first down for the Pirates. Just past that 40-yard line. Richards, a little dump off pass to Petrokelly. He's going to work inside, and he's going to get brought down. 44 for Kirtland. You said that number is important. Well, Brandon Oppenheim worded it well.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he did an unbelievable job. Becker there, too, did a great job just reading the offense and going right there in the correct position to make the play. And defensively, you see with these linebackers and DBs, you see, and up front, the defensive line, the speed that comes with this defense.
All right. Second and long. Richards dropping back. That one incomplete.
Nice job there defensively. Again, reading in there. Cammy did a great job eyeing the receiver, knocking the ball down.
Yeah, Richards now 5 of 11 on the night, 72 yards. Got those 2 touchdowns, but it's been either really good or it's fallen incomplete. One of the two.
And that's just a tough thing with, and we talked, for those just joining us, this Perry team, really, a lot of guys graduated last year that was in key roles. So this is a big moment for this team to learn.
Richards again looking to pass under pressure, has to step up, throws, and it's incomplete. A great job on the pressure right there from Cameron Treadwell, the senior. First time we've called his name tonight, but what an impact.
Yeah, Treadwell was all over it, and I don't like the fact that I didn't like Richards tossing it away because that could have been a pick six.
Yeah, you got to be careful because there was a bunch of blue jerseys over there. Now Kamey going to go back to return this punt. Is Perry going to give the ball back to Kirtland, who's going to look to stretch that lead even more. The offense has been essentially perfect. Perry saved by the end of the first half, but Kirtland was driving again. That's the only drive they haven't scored points on in this game.
Unbelievable.
And Kirtland's defense has really tightened up after trailing. Return top of your screen, breaking through room to run. Flag comes in late. It's Ryan Kamey. Had a decent return, but that one could be moving back.
And it probably will be. Went right away with the, we anticipate a hold. But yeah, to this point, playing the field position game is Perry, but Kirtland, I can't say enough when you are basically batting 1,000 offensively.
And again, we saw they attempted one technical pass that was called back because of a penalty on themselves. Remember at the end of that first half, that was a touchdown.
Yeah,
pass.
it would have scored.
Everything has worked for Kirtland on offense so far in this game. By everything, I mean they just ran the ball. They've ran the ball extremely well.
And, of course, they got the two-point conversion on the last drive.
So it adds a little more pressure on Perry to try and score. They couldn't get the job done. Now Kirtland can really put their foot down on Perry here.
I think the ball came down.
Yeah, I think it came out at the end there. Again, it's always tough to see in the scrum when you've got 4 different guys that can carry it. No.
2 fumbles by Kirtland in this game, and they recovered both.
Because the ball came so late, too, on the handoff, you don't know who's getting it. Sometimes even the players that are getting the ball, we've heard, like, hey, sometimes it takes a second and we lose track of it because you've got 3 or 4 different options every single play as to who can run that football.
Again, to this point, you know, in this game, Perry defensively has been in the right spots. He's got to finish to tackles.
Well, this time Laverde leaves no question. He keeps it. Works left side. It's maybe 3 to 4 yards.
And the Hornets have been successful, Kyle. You know, reset like defensively. If Perry can force, you know, 3rd and 5s, 3rd and mediums, they would be fine. But Kirtland's been converting those.
They've been doing great with that. Biggest one of the game may have been that 4th and 5 that Laverde took for a touchdown, 25 yards. Now this is another big opportunity for the Pirates. Defense trying to get a big stop. Laverde going to line up under center again.
Watch again containment on the outside.
And the play going to be blown dead. Timeout taken by Coach Tiger Laverde and the Hornets. Chance to look things over. This is pivotal for Perry's defense. Need to stop.
Oh, 100%. See if they can do it at this point.
You know who can do it? Greeny Sports Cards.
Oh, yes, they can.
Northeast Ohio's largest buyer and seller of sports cards. Guess what? They're looking to buy yours, too, whether you have a few cards or a whole storage unit. Set up an appointment through their website, greenysportscards.com. Always buying, always selling. That's greenysportscards.com.
It's going to be important here if you look at some of the guys up front. We always say, when you're facing a team like the Hornets,
Would like to welcome the reunion classes.
you face a team like the Hornets, keeping everything in between the tackles is so important. It gives yourself a better chance defensively to do stuff here. So do not, under any circumstances, let Jake Laverde delay and bounce outside and look like the next Lamar Jackson. That is the last thing.
That play was still wild. To be able to stop on a dime like that going out of bounds was still so impressive. 3rd down and short. Handoff. Bledsoe tries to jump over the pile, and he gets stopped. Bledsoe tried to just leap. They needed 5 to 6 yards, so even if you would have leapt over the pile, I don't know what happens with that, but still, the punt unit going to head to the field. And again, this is the danger because you do have Jake Laverde as your punter. You never know, but a great job by Perry's defense for now on the stop.
Well, the defense did a good job not biting. because they brought a motion man over. They thought the defense was going to shift over Kirtland, and Perry did not.
Well, Traxton Richards is back. He's going to return this punt if he gets a chance, and he will. Inside the 40, Richards breaks through. He's got room. Traxton Richards turns the corner. Back outside to in. Makes a man miss and goes out. Near the 25-yard line. Traxton Richards. Flag comes in late, and that's going to be a block in the back, and it's going to come back. Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, let's see if we can pick up on the penalty on the replay. Because, again, you had an unbelievable – I think there it is right there.
Right towards the end of the run. That's unfortunate for the Perry Pirates. Traxton Richards is lightning in a bottle. It's funny, we used to say that about another Richards at one point.
We did.
Yeah, Braden. Hope he's doing well.
And their fans and team, they said that for years.
Oh, my goodness. Only a sophomore.
Talk about getting the big breaks. By the way, don't ever let anybody tell you in, like, championship games, like, luck and getting breaks don't matter. They do.
Oh, all the time.
All the time. And
when you're that good, it's splitting hairs, and you need a little bit of luck. And Perry could use some now as they're trying to get back into this ball game. Richards looking to pass. McCoy Richards rolls to his right, looking, going to take off, turns the corner. Richards lowers the shoulder and gets down to the 40. Love it when your quarterback puts his shoulder down and says, I want those yards.
Richards did a great job. Credit the offensive line for giving Richards an opportunity, because defensively, the DBs held their own on the man-to-man. So eliminate the passing attack. You got protection. Richards doing the veteran thing, taking off with his legs. Maybe you see more of that.
And I think we've seen him throw that ball in some instances, and that's when it falls incomplete. He's just 5 of 12, but he has 72 yards and 2 touchdown passes. Richards can definitely move, though. Quarterback keeper is Richards. He pushes through and gets the first down. Actually, I should say that's Trefsker who is now in the game. So Trefsker, a little bit bigger than Richards, comes in.
And again, bigger body a little bit, but
no, and Trefsker going to stay out there. So again, a quarterback change mid-drive for Perry. See what Nate Trefsker can do now. No hand. End around. Short gain on the carry for Traxton Richards, now getting some offensive reps in. Got about 5 yards. Treble in on the stop.
Tell you what, there's a little bit of juice, with Richards when he runs the football. That punt return, I know it was called back for the penalty, but you can kind of sense some confidence being built back into Richards. You saw a little bit of that run.
Well, that's Sebastian Becker, who's dealing with a bit of an arm or a shoulder there. Hoping he's going to be okay. Teams are going to go right back out on the field here. It shouldn't be too long of a break.
You know, we talk about, like, these type of games, you see, like, a ton of kids, just...
They have been playing the entire time on that small field behind the end zone.
The whole time. We got here, 4 or 5 o'clock. They've been playing the entire time.
Wish I still had that kind of energy. Tell you what. Trefsker rolls out to his right, pressure, throws, caught. That's going to be a first down, past the 20, still pushing his way forward. On the reception is the running back, Carter Crowfoot, who was able to find the opening.
And a great play call here. I love the play call. Roll the quarterback out. Good play there off the flat. Make this defense move. And again, build more confidence for this offense.
It's a huge gain. And what has been a pretty successful game for Trefsker. He's 4 of 6 for 25 yards, including that 15-yard completion, and got them inside the red zone now. Handoff. And what defense by Ty Bledsoe. Big plays in the first half on offense. This time gave Brody Petroselli no room to run.
And Bledsoe read that perfectly. This is the power of reading the guard, reading your defender, and not second-guessing your move. The moment that he saw the offense going that way, going to the top of the screen, going to the right, Bledsoe shot out of a cannon and made that play.
Well, 2nd and 13. Trefsker rolling to his left. Looking, going to take off and run through, and he's going to get brought down. He's going to get some yards out of that. But a great job by Kirtland secondary. No open receivers. And it's going to be 3rd and long.
This secondary's been locking down all, like, these last quarter or so. They've been locking down. What Perry wants, of course, is their receivers to get open, get that ball out quick. And these DBs are not allowing that to happen whatsoever.
Trefsker still in the game now. 3rd down and a long 10 to 11 yards here. This is crucial for Perry. They need points on this drive as we get closer to the 4th quarter. Keep pace with Kirtland. Trefsker, pressure again, throws. He's got a man. It's caught. Breaking through, and great tackle on the inside was recently rechecked in Sebastian Becker. Let Costello go nowhere on that catch. 4th down on the way.
And you know who else made that play defensively? Jake Laverty. He did a great job reading the screen, getting right in position with the flat. I don't think technically he gets credit for the tackle, but he did what needed to be done to slow down the offensive player. Great job reading the offense.
All right. So Colton Christinger is going to line up a field goal here. This is going to be from up 33, 34 yards. Snap good, hold down, kick on the way. It's up. It's good. Perry adds 3 more points to the board with 31 seconds to go in this 3rd quarter. It's now 36-24 as the Pirates inch closer right here on CVC TV. Hey, transform your property with a fence from R&T Fence Company. Family owned for over 36 years, they provided top-notch fence installation services across Northeast Ohio. Specializing in residential, commercial, and industrial fencing, they offer a wide range of options, including aluminum, vinyl, wood, and chain link. Call 330-626-5170 for a free estimate or visit rtfence.com. Whether you need a new fence or a custom gate, trust the experts at RT Fence to deliver quality and professionalism. That's rtfence.com, your fencing solution.
So getting some kind of points absolutely was necessary for Perry. Just again, you see the momentum, but I got to tell you, the Kirtland secondary really did a great job locking down defensively. Let's see what happens here. They get back on offense.
And a couple more of those big stops as the ball will be taken from the 10. And return down just past 25 to the 28-yard line.
Now, again, the one concern that I have for this Hornets offense, they did put the ball on the turf twice in this game so far. So they can't, they've recovered both fumbles, but they got to do a little bit better job of protecting the football. But, again, that's after a offense that has been nearly flawless here tonight. Yeah. Although Perry did get a stop.
Yeah, last drive was the first time Perry got a stop that wasn't induced by halftime when the clock just ran out. Can they build off that? Laverty under center, pitches Silvestro. He breaks left side. Silvestro cuts through and gets torn down, but not before he gets a big first.
He has had some unbelievable runs. What a slasher, I'll tell you. And you get to see it here, and this time the reverse goes through, and the line did a great job getting those blocks. And as the 3rd quarter winds down, getting that big run is huge for the Hornets.
All right, so final frame on the way. It's a 12-point game. And if you've watched this game and these two teams play, essentially anyone, you know that 12 points can disappear very quickly. So stay tuned for this 4th quarter. It's going to be exciting right here on CVC TV with two of the best teams in the CVC going head-to-head, both 2-0, both impressive to start this season. We mentioned at the top of the broadcast, AA Perry, a lot of youth, a lot of new starters, new opportunities, multiple quarterbacks. We've seen it all. And Kirtland, more of the same, dominant to start their first 2 weeks.
The last time this Kirtland Hornets football team lost on this field, this stadium right here, it was to the team across the field. back in 2 years ago.
23.
23.
That was the national title. You remember that was the year, or the national title, that was the state championship year for both these teams. Because don't forget, Kirtland took that loss and fueled it all the way to a championship. Perry buoyed themselves off that win and went all the way for a title as well. This has been the launching point game for both of these teams into the rest of their season. Here's Laverty under center as we start the fourth quarter. And he's going to keep it. Laverty breaking to the outside. He's still on his feet. Jake Laverty finds the edge and gets near a first down. Again, he was tackled in the backfield and found a way to stay up and get near a first down.
Laverty's been almost unstoppable when he gets to the perimeter. And it's so tough because you still have to honor, you know, the other tailbacks, the other running backs in the backfield. You can't just say, oh, let's overly commit to Jake Laverty, because then you got Bledsoe back there. Then you got Silvestro back there. You got other players that you have to honor.
Well, Laverty had 259 rushing yards coming into the game tonight. He's got 173 in this game alone against Perry. Turn hand inside, breaking through, big run, no one in front, Bledsoe! Another one, 53 yards! Ty Bledsoe! His second rushing touchdown of the game, and he goes the distance once again.
And he finds the open gap, I'll tell you. Unbelievable speed and power. He's barely touched that one. Once he got to the second level, he was not touched.
You heard me say Laverty had 173 yards. Now Bledsoe has 176. Anything you can do, I can do better as Bledsoe gets in.
I'll tell you what, people are starting, if they haven't known already, they are going to know at the end of this night who Ty Bledsoe is, number 3.
Goodness. 13 carries, 176 yards, and 2 touchdowns. He has 2 touchdown runs or 50 or more yards tonight. So impressive. As it looks like another 2-point conversion attempt for Kirtland. Well, a pitch out on the fake. Silvestro is going to jog in. A fake handoff option from Laverty to Silvestro. And it's back to a 20-point game, 44-24 here on CVC TV. I don't know if I've ever seen a fake handoff pitch option quite like that on a dive.
No,
under center.
Under center.
That's wild.
To do it that way, just unbelievable, just incredible.
Ugh.
And that's how you honor, like, if you have multiple running back threats, including the quarterback, you got to play it a certain way, and even if you do it right, you may still get burned.
Well, folks, again, a reminder, if you want to watch a replay of this broadcast, maybe you are joining us, we appreciate you over on Rock Entertainment Sports Network. That's going to be tomorrow, Saturday, 11 a.m. is when the re-airing of the broadcast will happen. RESN is available, of course, on Spectrum across Northeast Ohio on Channel 979, in addition to free over-the-air access on Channel 22.1 across the entire state of Ohio. Thank you for our partnership with the Rock Entertainment Sports Network.
I think there's some good football teams, some good football coaches that are going to be watching the Saturday broadcast of this game.
On the line drive kick, and I'll tell you what, Richard's going to get another opportunity here. He cuts inside and gets down to the 35-yard line. A solid return. And that was not Richards. That was actually Ashburn who got replaced in there. Switched sides. So Jimmy Ashburn, a name we haven't talked about too much tonight. One of the big receivers and made some plays on the ground last year too in this game and throughout the season. But able to get a good kickoff return there past 35 for the Pirates, who definitely, this is a must-score drive, right, Double A?
100%. 100%. Again, you get a good field position, but I'll tell you, this Hornets secondary has really, really elevated their game in the second half of this football game. And again, they communicate very well too.
McCoy Richards back under center. He's going to roll out to his right and throw. Back-footed, it's caught. Solid play and down past midfield was his receiver. That's 5. Petricelli makes the big catch.
Richards did a good job because he wanted to go to Costello, and Costello was covered by 2 defenders. Goes to a second option, does a good job, gets the first down. Hornets do not mind giving up the small plays underneath as long as you don't give up the deep threat.
Well, we appreciate that from Richards. He hands off. Petroselli works back on the strong side. Flag comes in late. The ball came out. Kirtland says they have it. They came up with the football. Not seeing an official word, and that could be just from a possible hold. But if it was ruled a fumble, it is! Kirtland gets the football. Petroselli lost the football. There was a hold against Perry. Obviously, they'll decline that. And the Hornets will get possession. The first turnover of the ball game, and Kirtland is firing on all cylinders. Let's watch.
Yeah, let's watch how it happened. It was a great play call. But getting that strip at the very, very end before the knee went down.
And I'll tell you what, Mario Lorver was in there. Chase Gron, another senior, was in there as well with the big hit.
And again, you talked about with this Pirates team, basically a lot of players in this spotlight game for the first time. And you learn a ton from this game.
Handoff on the inside. Bledsoe with that carry got another 4 to 5 yards. Seems like every time he touches the ball, even on the short carries, he finds a way to get 4 to 5 yards.
100%.
Traxton Richards was there on a tackle.
2nd down 5 for the Hornets.
And you know what's amazing, too, about this rivalry? Like, there was a time, again, both of these teams in the conference, they both won, won the Valley Division, won the Metro Division, but, they didn't face each other every year. And they realized how good both of these teams are. It's like, you got to get this matchup every year.
And Laverde going to keep it and pitch out on the option. Huge play down the right side. Silvestro breaking through to the sideline and pushed out of bounds inside the 20. Another under center play action fake option from Laverde. The pitch, beautiful timing, and a big play.
Gave up the outside, and that's just, again, playing the assignments. We've seen the option a few times enough where, you're going to watch the film and it's going to be like, all right, who has the quarterback, who has the running back on the outside? And if that assignment does not get nailed down, then you're going to give up a big play, and Kirtland will not let you breathe.
Phenomenal play action play there. A handoff on the inside. Bledsoe with another carry, gets another about 4 to 5 yards. It's consistent.
Unbelievable. I mean, it's just phenomenal stuff.
We talked about Silvestro coming in, only 5 carries, 11 yards in that first half. He's up to 10 carries for 96 yards and a touchdown now. Just always find a way to make an impact, even if it's in just a quarter, if it's a play or two. All these skill players for Kirtland just find a way. And still, by the way, no passing attempts from the Hornets tonight.
And we may not get one.
Not looking like it. Laverde going to keep to the left side. He's going to feel that pressure, put his arm out.
Stiff
oh,
arm.
My goodness, pushing down.
Great job on the defender staying in there, but what a stiff arm.
Yeah, Meckenbeer is able to keep that play from getting out of hand. Just a couple of yards for Laverde. He was having a night by himself. Let's watch. Again, Laverde hit that corner, and just the strength of Jake Laverde pushing down Meckenbeer.
But you know what? Again, defensively, we talk about containment. That's kind of how you want to play it. Just slide down the line of scrimmage. Just try to slide. Try not to give up depth. So you want to play it that way. But, stiff arms do look good on television.
Now Laverde back under center here. He'll turn, handoff. That left side, and Bledsoe trying to get that first down. He's close.
Man, just unbelievable. Good stuff.
And what a night from Bledsoe. Now has 190 yards on the ground on just 16 carries. But again, if you're a Kirtland Hornet and you have 16 carries, that's kind of rare because they spread them out so frequently.
Yeah.
But it's been 3 main people tonight, of course, Laverde, Silvestro, and Bledsoe. And they've done a ton of damage.
And we can only pick one for the player of the game.
What's the old saying, when in doubt, pick the quarterback? I don't know this time, though.
Ty Bledsoe has, he's put in some work, but you're right, all of them.
It's a tough ask. Bledsoe ended up being a little bit short there, and now it's going to be 4th down. Or was that fourth?
It might have been.
I think it was. I think it's going to be a turnover on downs.
We're going to see the
Yeah, the markers are behind 2 down in the field, but we're able to pick it up now. And
the in-stadium scoreboard had it locked in on second down for a little while.
but Perry's defense gets a big stop. Now the offense comes back out. Quarterback keeper for Trefsker, and he just has nowhere to go. Solid tackle on the inside there by Chase Gron.
Yeah, a lot of good stuff. Just want to mention, too, just an unbelievable schedule that we have here on CVC TV, and, of course, this game and this rivalry and everything like that. And we got more games to go. Of course, want to advertise right here on CVC TV, ChagrinValleyConference.com. Check us out, Steve Hare and all of us here.
Trefker's pass complete to Dan Pike.
And again, Trefsker competing the pike on the near side here.
Xander Perko.
Well, Trefsker's been fairly accurate. That's a first down, by the way. 6 of 8 to McCoy Richards is 6 of 13. Now Richards does have those 2 touchdown passes, but
Pirates at their own 22.
again, Trefsker's been the more accurate of the 2.
Well, again, coaches always, and Coach Getzwitz, like he's going to say it, and he told us, leading into this game, of course, like they won last week, but got to clean up the mistakes. This last few minutes is going to be the tell.
Trefsker rolling out again, left side. Flag comes in late. He lowers his shoulder and gets past the 30, but that one may be coming back. 8 minutes to go in this ball game. Kirtland holding on to a 20-point lead, and it is holding on Perry. This game has been scarily close the past couple of seasons. It ended up being 24-6 2 years ago here when Perry beat Kirtland, but it didn't get 24-6 until late in that fourth quarter. A couple big plays ended that ball game in Perry's favor. Last year, of course, possibly one of the greatest high school football games you'll ever witness.
Well, I'll tell you.
22-21, 3 overtimes.
I'll tell you, Kyle, we had the greatest opening 23 seconds of a football game I've ever seen in my life.
You could argue the entire first quarter was wild.
I mean, that was fireworks, first quarter.
Perry led at one point, 21-14 at the end of that first. That ball dropped through the hands of Ashburn, who came around the corner there. But leave it to Kirtland, outscoring them 30-3 in quarters 2 through now.
And all running the football.
And there has not been a single pass attempt. I feel like a record player. I keep saying that every year in these big games.
Yeah, and, we said, it could have been a bigger touchdown difference at the end of the first half. Kirtland had the holding penalty. But, again, we talk about the breaks, too, right? Kirtland has 2 fumbles. They recovered both. Perry has 1 fumble, and they lost the ball.
Yeah.
So, it's always, it's the field position battle as well.
2nd and 20. Throw on your side. That one's caught. Good catch out there from Justin Costello.
You do wonder on Perry's side as their season continues what they're going to do as far as the quarterback rotation. Both quarterbacks that's played are both really talented. And, of course, you get different looks. You do wonder how that position is going to look as the season progresses.
And Trefsker going to step up. He's going to have some space, working left side. Trefsker near the sideline, staying in bounds as long as he could before getting pushed out at the end there by Tommy Kamey. Near that first down marker, but it looks like he's just short.
Well, he did a good job of directing traffic. Again, looking downfield, trying to see if there was an opening. There wasn't. I do like, too, when you're running the football, communicating with your blockers like, hey, I need you to clear out. You kind of saw the hand motion, and that created an opportunity. Communication, those are the little things that the coaching staff, they want to see. So you're going to have a false start.
Yeah, false start on the offensive line. They had trips to the bottom of the screen. Or Trefsker, as Perry moved back 5 yards and possibly trot out that punt unit now. Trefsker's only a junior.
Wow.
So he's got some time, number 13 in white, to kind of pick this up, and he's sharing those reps with McCoy Richards, the senior, who's been the backup quarterback for the past couple seasons. So getting some very valuable experience working in. And who knows, at some point, does Traxton Richards get back there? You have no idea. what could happen with that as the punt is off. Laverty going to let that one curtail out of bounds.
That young man wants to get that ball. The young kid.
Thought about it.
Yeah. Oh, he more than thought about it. He wanted to step on the field.
Yeah, he hugged that line for a little while, and he was waiting. Well, under 7 minutes to go in the ball game. Kirtland's offense going to head back out onto the field again, and what has been a truly dominant second quarter to now.
You mentioned it, what, 30-3?
It was 21-14 at the end of the first in favor of Perry. Since that point, 30-3 in favor of Kirtland. They have been dominant.
Just the, running the football. Coach Laverty at certain moments deciding to go for two. Just again, I remember when it was 36-21 after Kirtland went for two.
Yeah, a good stop there by the Perry defense.
It kind of felt like at that point, Perry now has to chase. And when you're chasing against Kirtland, that's a tall ask.
It's very tough as Silvestro got the carry there. He's closing in if he can still play. He's got 98 yards on 11 carries now. He's trying to be the third Kirtland player to go over 100 yards as he jogs off gingerly. Talk about Laverty, 176 yards unofficially. Ty Bledsoe, 190 yards. Some would say maybe a breakout game for Bledsoe tonight.
I think so.
A couple of touchdowns. Laverty, we know what he can do. 3 touchdown runs for Laverty.
Man, it's so great watching Coach Tiger Laverty. He is so locked in still.
20 years for Coach Laverty, coming up on it.
And I asked him before the game, final season with your son, Jake Laverty's going to have a false start. Final year, and he's just like, I appreciate every moment.
Yep.
I just do. And it's crazy. We've watched him grow up. We watched that relationship. Father and son, getting a chance to coach your son, is really special. Being a father, how special it is to see your kid perform in anything. And it's really cool stuff.
It's one of the purest forms of enjoyment when you can watch your kid do something special. In some instances for the first time. Big hit on the top of the screen there.
We're still doing hurdles, man.
And I'll tell you what, that was Traxton Richards, though. As Bledsoe got that carry and got a couple yards back. But it's really special. We've talked to Coach Laverty a couple times over the years now. Jake's been obviously at the helm for quite some time. And he's mentioned, hey, not taking these moments for granted. I'm happy to be out there. I get to spend all this time with my kid. And to see him win a state championship, to see him have an undefeated regular season last year, to all the wins, all the success, the growth as a player. It's truly phenomenal. The pitch to the outside is still Silvestro, who's going to get about 6 yards, and he will eclipse 100 yards now.
I think he thought when he got that handoff just now, he was scoring again, getting a big run. One little thing that we have not talked about as far as importance of this game and as the season goes on, the playoff format is different this year. In years past, of course, since COVID, 16 teams made the playoffs in each region. It's down to 12, and the top 4 seeds get a first-round bye. So I was just thinking about, Jake Laverty and this Kirtland team. They usually play 16 games every year because they make the state final.
Silvestro with the carry. Got pitched inside, and Perry gets a big stop.
Silvestro on the carry.
But, think about this. If Kirtland
the Hornets will turn over on downs.
is going to get a turnover on downs. Think about this with Kirtland. If they are able to get a bye in Division 6, and same with Perry, there's still a lot of games to play. They're in Division 5. If they can get that first round bye, Division 4, excuse me, if they get that bye in that first round, you think about players who can actually rest for a week. We'll see how it turns out.
Well, it could have been huge last year for Kirtland. Talk about Jake Laverty obviously hurting his wrist and his hand and not being able to play for a part of the season. They still won, but not having him at full strength later in the playoff run was huge. As now it's McCoy Richards back in, handoff. Right side, Crowfoot working through, and a solid tackle. Ryan Kamey right there.
Ryan Kamey on the stop.
Scrofa got a couple of yards. Kamey slow to get up.
You know, while we have a moment here, Kyle, I want to, our production team does an unbelievable job every single week of, putting all this together and doing a great job, especially getting up here on top of the roof.
Did we see a production team scale the building?
Oh, we did today.
Stick around afterwards to show you. McCoy Richards going to throw that ball out of bounds. We've got to stay alive there, but just nowhere to go with it, and great coverage by the Hornets.
Man. Of course, our guy, Peter Tullup in the truck leading, quarterbacking our coverage. Of course, doing a great job. Locks in there, and then Spencer and Max is up here, with us here on top. We got Steve on the field. I think we're using a third camera tonight. On the field, of course, a huge production.
And, of course, our announcer cam up here as well.
Yeah, we're camera 4 here tonight.
Yeah, we are. There you are.
How you doing? There you go. Nice lighting, too.
Little screen pass caught from Richards.
Pass is complete to Justin Costello.
And it's Costello who made another catch, and he gets the first down.
Ty Bledsoe on the tackle.
I mean, my goodness. The whole community's here. Finally the line is clear to get burgers, whatever's left.
There's not much, I can promise you that. Richards again looking to pass, stepping up, under pressure, avoids contact, still on his feet, cuts back through and down after a solid gain. So McCoy Richards starting to get some positive momentum now. It's been a while.
Yeah, and I hope Richards can do more of that as the season progresses. Again, just an offense that I thought did well, but again, in chase mode, that 30-3 run.
It's just so hard to get over when Kirtland does not make mistakes. Pass to the outside. That one is caught. Costello works his way through back to the 10, and he's down inside at about the 9. That was a jump ball that Costello came down with. It was close.
I was going to say, did you think for a split second that was heading the other way? Let's watch because it was close, and we got the perfect view for it. That ball had to be played. Oh, man, if that defender was in front of the receiver instead of behind.
Kaprowski ran behind instead of in front, and you're right, that could have been 6 points more for Kirtland. Richards looking right side, avoids the pressure, still looking, and he's going to keep it, take a huge hit on the near side. Lorber was there and put the boom on, as well as Xander Perko. And Richards,
I think he's still down.
yeah, that was a huge hit. 2:20 to go in the ball game, just trying to make a play for his team. Richards showing more of the legs here on this drive.
And, of course, again, the trainers, Coach Getchwit's going to walk over, make sure everything's good. And that's the tough thing. Of course, you just obviously hope that Richards is going to be okay, going to be good as they check on him right now.
It's a chance for us to let you know as well about our game next week. Heading over to West Geauga, as the Wolverines take on Conneaut.
Yeah, how about that?
Fun matchup.
That should be a fun matchup. Can't wait to have that. Of course, Conneaut from the CVC Lake Division. That Lake Division, we had Jefferson. We had, Harvey is fantastic.
We know Geneva and Madison are always.
Yeah. That's going to be a very competitive division up there.
Well, Madison obviously losing week 1 to Perry. So that was a fun matchup where Perry just pulled away and played really well. But Madison's still trying to work their way back in. Some great quarterback play out there. And we know obviously what Geneva can do. Kind of similar to Kirtland a little bit as far as their play style.
100%. And then if you look here, as we bring it back up here, Perry next week, they're going to face a team that this time next year will be a part of this conference in Chardon.
One of the biggest additions to the CVC maybe ever.
That is unbelievable. We have this conference has 4 new teams coming in 2026, and Chardon being one of them is unbelievable.
That's a big deal. It's a really good team that has a lot of playoff success as well, and we're looking forward, obviously, to seeing them next season, maybe getting out to Chardon.
Yeah, can't wait. I'll tell you what, this game, though, the first quarter of this game was just unreal. It was just absolutely unreal. but to go from there and make sure things are good, we'll kind of see. But
Yeah.
man, what a performance!
The impact from both of these teams, especially in that first quarter and some change, as McCoy Richards still down the near side near the end zone. The stretcher has been brought out, hoping for the best, obviously, for McCoy. The Richards family we talked about on this broadcast. We've had them all throughout. Saw Braden, obviously, great talent, multi-sport athlete, a lot of great things. And the two younger playing tonight, obviously McCoy, and then we saw the amazing play of Traxton, too, and the return touchdown, his ability to make plays with his athletic ability. Just wishing the best for the family and hoping for the best in this moment.
Yeah, for everyone, of course, and this is, I'll tell you what, being a part of team sports, any sport, like the trainers become like your best friends. You're always, there's always a Saturday morning trip to the training office, no matter what's going on, and you're obviously just hoping for the best. Of course, it's a moment right now where you're just like, just make sure everything's good. Taking that extra care is absolutely necessary. No rush to make sure the right things are being done. Take care of Richards.
We had 2:20 to go in this ball game. Kirtland, for all intents and purposes, has this one well in tow in what has been a wild game, back and forth throughout. To remind you again, it all started with Traxton Richards and that 97-yard kickoff return for a touchdown after Kirtland won the toss and deferred to give Perry the ball to start the game. Kirtland, of course, responding with a 65-yard touchdown run from Ty Bledsoe, who's had an amazing night. Immediately after that, the first play on offense for the Kirtland Hornets. That, of course, led to a back and forth, a couple touchdown passes from McCoy Richards, who is down currently. And again, we talked about since the beginning of the second quarter to now, 30-3 in favor of Kirtland. They just really turned it to a different level when it came to their play on the field, and it's led to this 20-point lead. And again, looking at some of the folks here on the Kirtland side stat-wise, I mean, an impressive game for Jake Laverty. No pass attempts.
None. And the one that he had was called back due to penalty.
Yeah, it was a 55-plus yard touchdown pass that was pulled back due to the holding penalty on the end of that first half there. But still 15 carries for 176 yards and 3 scores for Jake Laverty. And he was joined by a couple of compatriots in the backfield too. Ty Bledsoe, what a breakout game for that young man. 18 carries, 192 yards and 2 scores, including multiple 50-yard touchdown-plus runs. And also, John Silvestre, who eclipsed the 100-yard mark in this quarter. He was able to get past that, 13 carries, 106 yards, and a touchdown for Silvestre. Normally the lead back, but him and Bledsoe split those reps, and both have done a phenomenal job in this game. The other side, too, for Perry, we talked about the quarterbacks, and McCoy Richards, who is still currently down, 8 of 16, 116 yards and 2 scores. Hot and cold night for Richards. He also had 6 carries for 29 yards. Still, when he was on, impressive. The ball extremely well. The other side, too, for the other quarterback, we talked about Nate Trefsker, when he was able to do 7 of 10, 45 yards, 6 carries, 21 yards, splitting reps. Now the entire Perry team is actually going to be heading over to talk to Richards and to check on him.
Yeah, they got Richards on the stretcher now.
He's on it, and it's senior. Talk about that family and then the tradition for Perry and what that Richards family's meant. As the crowd on the home side here in Kirtland, too, with a standing ovation for Richards, who put in a good performance tonight. Unfortunate for it to end this way, as he will get taken off the field in that stretcher. The Perry roster coming across to check on him. And Still 2:20 to go in this game, and Perry close to trying to make this game a little closer before it's all said and done.
Yeah, of course. Tough with injury, of course, and Richards hope for all the best. And it's the reality of it, obviously. Football is a tough sport. Of course, student athlete, you know, all that comes first.
Well, Perry's had some injuries, too. They've had to kind of work through. Coach Gazovich telling us a couple skill players, a couple linemen. It's been a tough start to the season. They've been able to keep that 2-0 record despite it. And a big win last week against Kenston, too. You talk about one of the better teams in Northeast Ohio, but still working through those injuries, leading Kirtland after one quarter here at Kirtland at Wilson Stadium. But an unfortunate end to the night for McCoy Richards. And now Perry team meeting up here as they're going to retake the field here at some point here shortly and have to finish out this last 2 minutes, 21 seconds. And I'm sure the message is going to be, hey, finish strong.
Well, yes, 100%. And, of course, for Richards, the first thing you think of, you know, obviously is get healthy, get healthy, get healthy. But, you know, and also we talked about, like, all right, what's next, you know, in that QB position.
Well, because this is the benefit to starting two guys. You now have a quarterback, you know, in Nate Trefsker, who's been playing essentially equal playing time. They've almost kind of switched quarters here in this game, too. You know, back and forth a little bit. So you get another guy who's, you know, solid size. Talked about it, 6'1", 6'2", 180 pounds, junior. Probably going to be the quarterback next year, you'd imagine. He's going to get some valuable time here to take these reps when you look at Perry as the team moving forward.
Tell you what, though, here at Wilson Stadium, I mean, what a turnout as we expected for this game. Kids are still playing football. Unbelievable. It's like a 6-hour game. Play the young kids.
Second down, goal to go.
They had a walk-a-thon earlier before the varsity guys came out.
Tresker rolling out to his left as we're back underway. Looks that side, cuts back in. Tresker trying to move his way upfield and gets brought down.
Tresker on the carry.
Solid chase down right there by Cameron Treadwell.
Yeah, you figured a way that this, obviously after the tough injury, probably just, you know, roll the clock. And the number one thing that Perry's thinking about right now is going to be the health of Richards.
And just trying to finish on a strong note. Take some positive momentum into next week, because that's a tough game against Chardon, too. Cutting back inside on 3rd and goal. It's Crowfoot on the carry.
See if Kirtland can make one more defensive stop.
It'll be 4th down, goal to go at the 4-yard line.
This 4th and goal coming up. You always try to see if there's any evaluation here at this final. Again, building momentum a little bit, whatever you can build at this point. Of course, understanding the circumstance, but want to finish strong.
Trefsker looking to pass, outside, looking, throwing, incomplete. One of the few times tonight that Traxton Richards didn't make the play.
Pass is incomplete.
With that, the night most likely for the Perry offense is done.
At their own 4-yard line.
Just in and out of the hands. Top of your screens. Now, Kirtland's offense will come back onto the field for one final time. Jake Laverty's night looks to be over as he gets a hug from Dad.
Yeah, and you know, I was going to joke with you, Kyle, like you got 62 seconds to determine who's going to be the player of the game. And we mean that in real time and in game time here shortly.
Phenomenal job. And you mentioned obviously one of the key, as the knee is taken, the key points when we were talking when we first opened the contest tonight was the key players. You mentioned Kirtland's offensive line versus the defensive line of Perry, and could they find a way to kind of tip the scales in their favor? Could Perry or would Kirtland just impose their will? And I think we know the answer. After that first quarter, and even for most of that first quarter too on the offensive side, Kirtland's offensive line did an amazing job of getting those holes open and getting 3 different players over 100 yards tonight.
100%. And they did the job. You know, my vote, you make the final call of this. My vote, even, and again, Ty Bledsoe had an unbelievable night. But Jake Laverty, the quarterback, those critical plays. He had two straight scoring plays where he bounced outside. We're making comparisons to Lamar Jackson, and that's not just a empty-handed compliment. Like, he really was reading the offense or reading the defense, bouncing outside, and again, physically he's better. His footwork is unbelievable, and of course, great leader. He made a few phenomenal defensive plays too that helped that 30-3 run.
Well, you convinced me. Our player of the game tonight for CVC TV is Jake Laverty, the senior quarterback, doing a fantastic job. The 3 touchdowns, that's the big difference. Though Bledsoe had a great game, 18 carries, 192 yards, and 2 scores. The additional touchdown and the difference was phenomenal. So Laverty gets your CVC TV player of the game. The final score tonight, 44-24. Kirtland gets the win over Perry. A bit of a somber ending of notes AA to this game that was really entertaining throughout that first half and into the third quarter. Then Kirtland really put the Jets on, outscoring Perry again, 30-3 in frames 2 through 4.
Yeah, very much. Pete, I don't know if we have scores that we could show here in the second half before we wrap, but yeah, I mean, part of that 30-3 run was that. I mean,
was the run? Yeah, it was
all running.
It was all running. Again, looking back, this is how the game started for Perry. And Traxton Richards went off on the races there.
Oh man, I feel bad for the kicker. Man, it's just tough when you're in that spot, man. It's like I have one job.
And this was the next play. Kirtland got the ball at 35. Ty Bledsoe, you talked about it. What a game for him, 192 yards, including that 65-yard touchdown run. A phenomenal job there. And then back and forth, McCoy Richards on the screenplay.
And he just had broken tackles. One of the other stories of this game was the broken tackles.
Yeah, Meckenbeer able to get in for a touchdown there. And then here's Laverty, just again, the patience. This is on 4th down and 5. He goes 25 yards through multiple tacklers. That was a big turning point in that first half.
And then coming right back, Perry, again, broken coverage here. And Costello handling business, getting the score.
That place, right time. Here's Laverty again with that just faked so deep and then able to turn that corner with the speed. And Laverty gets in for one of his 3 scores. Here's another one. He was dead to rights in the backfield, still found a way to evade the tackle. And Jake Laverty gets in for 6 more there.
And again, this just continues once again.
The
footwork. Now watch his footwork there.
Oh, my goodness.
Just doing a great job staying in bounds. And again, that play could have been a loss of 2. He turned that into a gain of 20.
And there's Silvestro able to get through as well on that side. Silvestro again.
In that time, you had a lineman kick out the defender. And that's how he has some of those big carries.
So impressive tonight. And again, here's Bledsoe again who just cut through. And that was the exclamation point on the game as Bledsoe just sliced right through and scored. Again, your final 44-24 tonight. Bledsoe 192 yards on the ground, 2 touchdowns. Laverty 176, 3 rushing touchdowns, 106 yards and a touchdown for John Silvestro as well. Anthony, your final thoughts on the game tonight?
Well, the number one concern is to make sure Richards is going to be okay. That's the first thought there. In terms of the game itself, of course, Kirtland, offensively, when you run the ball, like imposing your will, that you get that. And we mentioned the offensive line for Kirtland handling business, and credit to Kirtland's secondary in that 30-3 run, because there were a lot of deep balls that Perry wanted to execute and they couldn't, because you had every time the defenders were locked in. For Perry, I'll tell you what, Coach Getz, he wants, there's a reason why these type of games are scheduled. These are measuring stick games, and not every year is going to be the thriller classics, everything like that. It's okay, what can you learn from this game and take it for the rest of the regular season into the playoffs? And they will definitely learn from this game, because the first quarter was unbelievable, and then
Kirtland happened.
It's
a tough
sometimes
task.
you just throw your hands, and it's like, well, let's get back in the film room and try again next week.
Well, this win now makes it 20 in a row for Kirtland during the regular season. Again, their last loss was to Perry back in 2023.
Right here
at home, but this time they avenged that loss with a 20-point win. 44-24 again is your final. I want to thank all of you for watching, of course, tonight. I want to thank our crew for the great setup and support. Peter back in the truck. he did a thing or two. I think
He did.
That's fair.
He did.
And of course, like we said, our wishes and our well wishes to again Mr. Richards and his family. Of course, McCoy Richards, who went down 2:20 to go in that fourth quarter.
And he had a great game too.
He did.
He had a great game.
A couple big touchdown passes, kept Perry in it early on, and wishing him the best and a speedy recovery with whatever comes down the pike with that. But that's going to wrap it up for us. Again, appreciate you guys. We'll see you next week at West Geauga, and Conneaut right here on CVC TV. Until then, have a great rest of your weekend. We'll see you next Friday night.